What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko ni kosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko ni kosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Good morning to us, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is a news headline review. Right here, we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news, from business to politics. From sports to entertainment, we got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives on issues that matter to you every morning right here on the show. And I am your host, Ruth Esinam Fiagbadu. Joining me right here in the studios is Miss Debbie Adolso and Miss Regina Bless, and they will be sharing their thoughts on the news. Good morning to us.
Good morning.
How is you? How is everybody?
Everybody's good.
Orange, floral, Christmas vibe. What do you want for breakfast? Please, I want Christmas for breakfast.
I want Christmas.
Yeah. But this Christmas, do you think it's going to be enjoyable?
Papa.
What makes you think so? What makes you think it's going to be?
Christmas being enjoyable depends on you, the individual.
You, the individual.
Yeah.
If you want to make it enjoyable, you will make it enjoyable.
Not the atmosphere.
Not the atmosphere.
Papa.
Then every day should be Christmas.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah. But it's sad though. Some people will have to wait for Christmas before they eat certain food.
Certain food, yeah.
You get it.
I think that mentality needs to be scrapped.
Yeah, it needs
The
to.
scribing brush.
It needs to. And I was seeing on TikTok yesterday. You say, Accra is choke. And it got to a time fire service has to come and spray water on the people.
Really?
Why? What are you going to look for?
Then
You want to go?
You want to go to Accra?
I have some things to purchase.
Are you? How much?
Hey, because
Is
it's
it that
serious.
serious?
We have smart rider here.
No, wait, is it that serious?
See, is that serious? It's not like yes,
Oh, you've not seen the videos.
Yes, I've
Oh.
seen the video, but I'm thinking that maybe
Share.
Yes,
Even on a normal day,
on the
is true.
yes, I cry is true,
But-
but,
but-
not that, not too much.
But looking at
can
this
have your way.
season and looking at
It's too
the
much,
videos, it's
I
very
saw
true.
one that one man no go bikoto. because the place is choked.
I think when you're going to Accra, you have to leave your phone in the house.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then put your money somewhere that is safe.
Yeah.
So also more preparing na you change for phones.
Okwa akwa na o te ablekuma 10 cedi. Ye nje 10 cedi but you would remove why? Because if you say you are going to wait for 7 cedis 50% there, unya like you will not get ube jina wa amade ache. So if you go to Accra, o tell her past 10 cedi but you would remove. Ne here ne say wa bedu face safely. Because looking at what is going on in Accra, I don't know if it is the ghosts that have resurrected.
No, you know, people have this belief that on festive season things are less expensive.
Oh, massa.
Everybody wants to sell their
the
products.
prices rather skyrocket.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because if you need a Christmas dress and they tell you this is the price, you need a Christmas dress.
No. You're not the only person who sells that same thing.
Especially 31st night, the white becomes very expensive.
Yeah,
Then
the
it
white,
depends on where you purchase
white
your
and
stuff.
red becomes very expensive.
Very expensive.
Then
It becomes very
depends.
expensive.
It depends. Because people have that notion. That is why every festive season, places like Accra is very, very choked. Everybody wants to get rid of old stocks and then buy in or replace it with new ones. And that is when business women also make more money. But I want to ask, 25th to Ejakoso.
Oh yes,
Every day.
25th for Christmas, people still go to
Even
market to
31st.
sell.
even 31st,
Even 1st January.
31st, go to La Paz, night market. You will love it.
That was your night market never come out.
Oh yeah,
very common.
yeah, and things are less
Oh yeah,
expensive
their things
there.
are less expensive.
Yeah, so we are in the Christmas season, but please stay safe out there. Right, let's dive into our news items for this morning. Yeah, so for our first story, I know this particular issue, we've been waiting for it, that the constitution needs to be amended. The constitution needs to be amended. Finally, the Constitution Review Committee have presented their document to the president. Let's look at some few things they cited in there. So, Constitution Review Committee proposes 5-year presidential term. The Constitution Review Committee has proposed changing Ghana's presidential term from 4 years to 5 years. The committee says this will give presidents more time to govern properly and deliver on their policies. Presenting the report to President John Dramani Mahama on 22nd December, the committee's chairman, Professor Henry Kwesi Prempeh, explained that the proposal does not include a third term for presidents. According to him, there was no strong public or political support for allowing presidents to serve more than 2 terms. He said many people, including former presidents, told the committee that 4 years is too short to achieve meaningful development. The committee also observed that a lot of time is wasted during transitions into office and early campaign activities. Professor Prempeh noted that a president usually spends about 6 months settling into office and almost 1 year preparing for re-election, leaving little time for actual governance. He added that many countries around the world now operate with 5-year presidential terms. To make the proposal effective, the committee also suggested regulating campaign periods to reduce excessive politicking and allow government to focus more on governing rather than campaigning. So this is what the Constitution Review team is proposing, that presidential time limits should be extended from 4 years to 5 years, so that leaders or whoever that is voted into power can have ample time to govern and then make sure that they fulfill all their policies. Right, Miss Debbie, what do you think? Do you agree with them?
No, I don't buy into the idea. 4 years is enough for you to do whatever you want to do. We only have that notion that we need more time to develop the country. You can do whatever you want to do within 4 year time. If you are so determined to do that and achieve that particular goal, you can do it. Why do you want us to extend 5 years for what? Yesterday when I saw the thing, I was getting angry. For what? 4 years is enough to complete whatever you want to do, to complete all those projects. You can do that by not bringing up enough or too many promises that you cannot fulfill. That is why I say that I always say this, and I'll continue to say that we should have a national plan as a country. When we have a national plan, then you are coming on board. You don't just come out and then read manifestos, make promises more than what you can achieve. For in 4 year time, I have been appointed, say, or voted for to become a president of Ghana. What am I supposed to do? I won't come out and be making promises that I fully know that within 4 years or by the end of 4 years I wouldn't be able to complete it. So I'll come up with policies or initiative, even if it is 3 policies, 3 initiatives that I know fully well that myself and my government can fully implement that policy, make sure that it is fully operational before I leave office. That is what I'm supposed to do. But because we've tied ourselves with so much policies, bringing up so much promises, knowing fully well that we cannot complete it. So you bring out a very nice initiative. So let's take maybe schools or hospitals for instance. It's a very nice policy. You bring it on board and then you're not able to complete it. So imagine the previous government came on board and then they said, oh fine, we are going to focus on only Agenda 111 hospitals. We will also do other stuff, but our main focus is Agenda 111 hospital. And then our focus is on that. By 4 year time, you will build those hospitals, resource them in all these regions or in all this district that you want to put up or set up a hospital. Then we can focus on other parts. So maybe this current government also came on board and President Mahama is saying that, oh, he wants to continue with his e-blocks and even build some university schools. And then maybe a little touch on road. Then we focus on that. So are you telling me that within 4 years you can't complete it? You can do it. You can do it.
Are you sure?
Yes, you can do it. We make it fit. See, even if we should give our leaders 10 years, they will still ask for more. They will ask for more. They will tell us that it's not enough. It's because we are corrupt. That is why we are not able to complete a simple tax or a simple policy within 4 years.
I don't think I agree with you when you say simple policy, because some policies can be very, very loaded.
Some policies can be very loaded, but you can still do it within 4 year time. We can do it. From my side of view, I know we can do it. It is corruption. We are corrupt. That is it. We are corrupt, and that is why we are not able to complete those tasks. If I say it is simple, I don't mean that what the policy you are bringing on board is a simple tax. It is not. But so long as you are bringing it on board and you've ensured or assured the people that this is what you want to do, within 4 years time you should be able to complete it. I don't believe in the notion that we should extend your period of days or extend your period of years for you to do that. Other countries are doing it and they are surviving. Are we different? We are not different. We can equally do same and we will survive. So imagine a government, they brought us a nice initiative like maybe road construction. Money is being projected into that. The contractors are not being paid, but Minister of Roads and Highways, so all these things. That is what I'm saying, that when you focus on one thing, even you as a person, when you wake up a day, you want to focus on different things, do different taxes at the same time, you get confused and you end up not completing any of them. But when you focus on one thing, well, maybe today when I wake up, the first thing I want to do is to wash. After washing, feed or get something to eat and then sleep. So your main focus is on washing. After you are done, what next? You eat and then you have your rest. But you end up not completing any of them. So if you tell me that we should extend it for 5 years, no. It's a no for me. They can do it. Within 4 years, they can do it.
So for you don't agree with
I don't agree with the extension. Every government who is serious should be able to complete its policies within 4 years. And still be accountable to the people.
Right. Miss Regina.
Miss Debbie's grilling. With the issue of 4 years, 5 years term, I do believe that with the 5 years it's reasonable, with the 4 years it's reasonable. And when it comes to the 4 years, the only difference is 1 year apart, adding to 5 years.
Yeah.
Now we have pros and cons when it comes to everything. No matter how good something is, it has its own advantages and disadvantages. Now looking at the advantages of the 5 years, I feel like the 5 years would give the president ample time to sort out whatever he wants to do. First off, most of the times the first and second year is mostly used for prepping the economy, prepping the country, setting things straight, correcting one or two things left by the previous administration. And let's use President Mahama. He has already exhausted 1 year already, and he still has other years ahead, but he's not done fixing the economy. He's not done fixing one or two loopholes. He's still fixing it. So to me, I feel that 5 years is okay. It will give these people ample time to fix the economy. Then the remaining 4 years or 3 years, they can use it to implement whatever policy they want to implement, and also the results will start showing early. Now, looking at the disadvantage of the 5 years, I feel like it would give these politicians time to misbehave because they feel like they have ample time. And also, say 4 years now won't mean here, and the 5 years won't mean here. It is not about the years, but it's about how effective you implement your policies. As Ms. Debbie said, you need to be serious. One thing about Ghanaians or one thing about humans is procrastination. Oh, I will do this today.
Yeah.
No, I'll do it the following day. That is what we know how to do best. So I feel like the 5 years is good, but in a way it would also go against these people because they'll feel like they have so much time, they wouldn't even start implementing their policies early. And also, with the 5 years, I'm happy there's no third term.
Yeah.
But I said third term, they're not only 5 years, no. Because
That is basically 5 years.
it's basically 5 years. No third term, there's 5 years. And also, they made mention that almost all the African countries are practicing 5 years. I feel we should stick with the 4 years for now. And if I'm not sure they'll start during President Mahama's time. If they start, their wahala will come. So they should wait. If Mahama leaves, then they'll start the 5 years policy. And that 5 years policy, as we are saying, it will be loaded with tax. The 4 years is already loaded with tax. They also need to make sure that they abide with their manifesto laws they are giving to the people, the policies, the promises they are giving to the people. They need to abide by it. Yes, say so. Obibema second chance, and now when who say the first chance that was given to you, were able to make good use of it. That is why they are giving you another second chance. But if the first chance given to you, we didn't see anything reasonable out of it, then the 5 years is of no use. It's of no use. I believe that the 4 years, they have ample time to do, aside fixing the economy, they have ample time to do whatever they want to do with it.
So 4 years, 5 years, just as Mr. B said, if you are being given 5 years, if you cannot achieve what you wanted to achieve in 4 years, then definitely you can't also achieve it in 5 years too. So 4 years, 5 years. Well, let's see how it goes if they are going to implement that or pass that into a law. Right. So let's move on and let's see what next we have for the Constitution review. So CJ, Supreme Court justices shouldn't exceed 15. Constitution Review Committee. So the Constitution Review Committee is proposing a limit on the number of judges at Ghana's Supreme Court. According to the committee, the Chief Justice and not more than 14 other judges should sit on the court, making a maximum of 15 justices. The committee says this is to make the Supreme Court more efficient and manageable. They believe the court has become too large over time, which can slow down decision making and increase pressure on the system. To make this happen, the committee wants Article 128, Clause 1 of the 1992 Constitution to be amended so that the limit is clearly stated in law. They said this will still allow some flexibility for appointment, but prevent unnecessary expansion of the Supreme Court. However, the committee does not want limits placed on the Court of Appeal or the High Court. They argue that these lower courts should be allowed to grow when needed, especially as Ghana's population increases and more cases come before the court. These proposals form the part of wider constitutional reforms aimed at improving the justice system and strengthening democratic governance in Ghana. So this is another thing the Constitution Review Committee is also proposing, that CJ Supreme Court justices shouldn't exceed 15. Ms. Regina, do you agree with that? Do you think they should amend it and then pass it into a law?
Okay, so it shouldn't exceed 15, and I think it's good. It's all about efficiency and focus. More than 15 Chief Justice, Supreme Court judges, what at all, because looking at our courts and our magistrate and our circuit court, Supreme Court, High Court, what have you, we have a lot of courts right here in Ghana. We have a lot of friends and lawyers, we have a lot of judges, we have a lot of, but still, these people are complaining. I can't remember the last time some junior lawyers went on strike just because they are not being paid, their allowances are not given to them. We are focusing on efficiency, we are focusing on focus. It's just like you're a presenter, I'm a presenter, Debbie is a presenter. Then they go ahead and employ 5 more presenters on bedding. How effective are they? What, because we are all delivering or rendering the same service.
The same service.
So, I feel like it only boils down to efficiency, how effective they would be, and also focus.
Right. Miss Debbie, what do you also think?
Yeah, so there have to be a limit on the number of justices. I'm sure the role of justice is one thing. They all perform the same function. And so when you're placing 10 or 15 justices on one issue, they are all going to deliver the same thing. So why not we limit it or have a cut limit where we will have lesser number of justices presenting or dealing on an issue. If not, then maybe if there are other roles they can play, we can fix them there as well. Because I'm not sure someone will go to school to become a justice and then you will lay them off. So having a limit on the number of justices that deals or work on issues should be limited, or there should be a cut-off point so that the other people will be pushed into. I'm sure we have various sectors in court where you can function. So they can so I say push them there to function, whereas we reduce the number of judges we have. Because I'm not sure what's the banner 20 judges net or like how. Because we pay them to, don't forget that.
It can even sometimes bring confusion.
Yeah, but if we have these numbers of judges in courts, why do we still have delayed cases?
Exactly. People's dockets are still lying there. And a lot of people are still remanded for over 5 years, 10 years. What are they doing? So it doesn't make sense.
I think they will be the best people to come and explain it to us. Why we are why we see what we are seeing. Because aside that, we have people graduating from the law school every day.
As a nurse's one.
Yes, every day. And they are being sent or called to the bar. And we still have cases hanging in there. And then it looks as if we don't even have lawyers, judges, and justices in this country. But we have them, a lot of them.
And one thing I know is when you have a case and you don't have money to hire your friend is saying take a lawyer, the government or the state needs to provide you with one. So they can't give us excuses that the people's dockets line, the people's cases that have not been attended to, they don't have sufficient personnel to work on it. They do have it.
It might also be that the kind of money they are requesting from these people are not being met, or maybe the requirements from these victims are not being met. You don't just send your case to court. It's not that free. You pay for it.
Yeah, you pay for it.
When you take a lawyer, you pay the lawyer to work on your case.
Yeah.
So if the money doesn't come, or if the lawyer doesn't get the money as he's supposed to get it, definitely he's going to relax on your issue. And that is how we see delays in other cases. It's also part, because you need to pay them. I don't know when you remember the woman we interviewed at Kaneshi. She said her case is in court, and because she doesn't have money for the lawyer, and now she has given up on that issue.
On that particular issue.
So when she was speaking, you could see that she's very emotional.
Yeah,
because
she was pained.
Yes.
She was pained.
So I think that is also.
So they'll be reducing the numbers. They should reduce it. Why it be required too much? Political interference worsening Boko crisis. Ibrahim AJ. Muslim Akan. Former government official Ibrahim AJ says politicians are making the Boko conflict worse by getting involved for political reasons. According to him, when politicians take sides or push party interests, it increases tension and makes peace harder to achieve. He believes politicians should step back and allow the people directly affected, together with neutral mediators, to lead peace talks. He stressed that leaders should act as honest brokers, not partisan actors. Mr. J added that once politicians or politics is removed from the conflict, there is a better chance for genuine dialogue and lasting peace in Boko. And his comment comes at a time when violence has flared again in the northeast region, where 4 more houses were set on fire despite an existing curfew. This has raised concern about security enforcement. To control the situation, authorities have imposed additional restrictions, including banning motorbike riding and the wearing of smokes as part of efforts to restore calm. Banning motorbike riding and wearing of smokes. How is that going to help calm the situation? Wearing of smoke. Don't you think they wear their smoke when they can hide their gadgets in it? Their weapons.
Who is he telling to stop wearing the smoke?
No, that's the restriction they've given to the people there. That's now everybody will wear smoke. Then nobody should ride a motorbike in the community as well.
Is that everybody shouldn't wear smoke? Or
everyone should wear smoke.
Should wear.
Yes.
Should or should not?
Should.
Really?
Oh wait.
Should not.
They should rather ban wearing of smoke.
So should not.
Because
as I mentioned earlier, so should ban wearing of smoke, and they should also ban motorbike riding. All right. So that's the new restriction in Boko now. Yes.
Because you see, smoke is very spacious.
Yes.
So so be the second portion, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
So do then you are gone.
Yeah, they are gone. Yeah. So how can we make sure that leaders do not actually take interest in this Boko crisis?
I feel like we can't stop the leaders from not taking interest. I mean, that's what you mean. The leaders would definitely,
in political leaders.
It will be hard.
It will be very hard, because let's take the majority leader. He's the MP for Boko.
For Boko.
How would he say that he would just sit back without showing interest? Maybe they can do it behind the scene, but not coming out publicly to declare support for this or that, or to bring or to talk about something that would escalate the issue. So I feel like they can still show interest towards the fight of peace, so that peace will be restored there, but they shouldn't come out publicly. And also, I wouldn't say I was disappointed, and I give all the due respect to the Asante Hene, But one thing I was disappointed in the government for not taxing the mediation process to a certified mediator. We have mediator experts, people who specialize in this.
But
Are you saying that the Asante is not specialized? He has tamed down a conflict before in the same northern region.
In the same northern region.
He has a history of so
they thought
if you have a history in something doesn't make you the right person. As I said, I'm not saying he's not the right person, because chiefs do settle conflicts. But as it stands, baby Adina Kojuno, it is escalating. Even the day he presented the process and the reports, you can't say the Lord of is it
Kusasi or Mampusi?
No, is it Mampusi?
Yeah, it's Kusasi and Mampusi.
Yeah, then is the Nairi.
Yeah, Nairi.
Yeah.
He came out to say he is distancing himself from the process, from the reports, because certain things did not sit to his understanding.
See, all this thing has to do with, no, when issue has to do with the North, I'm not trying to tarnish their image or something, but oh, it's true. Me, I have nordness. I have friends who are nordness. So I have friends who are nordness. So I know what I'm saying. They are good. Trust me. Their community is one of the places you would like to stay.
Oh yes.
They are very hostile to people. They are very, very good. But a bunch of simple terms for them to understand, I don't know where they are coming from.
So you think this is what is affecting them?
Yes. That is equally what is affecting them. Because see, this is a good news for Asantehin to step into this issue. Asantehin is not part of their clan. He's not a Northerner. He's an Ashanti. But it feels like you are part of us. You are Northerners, but you are Ghanaians. If today chaos should happen in Boku and everything, all houses and shops and everything is burnt, we will not be safe as a country. Because all the people running, they are running to other parts, maybe Volta, Greater Accra, and then we don't know what will happen. So for the Asantehin to step in, it's someone who shows concern. And as I said, Asantehin has a history of taming conflict. I think history back then in the 90s, he helped solve conflict in the same northern region. And today something of that sort is happening. But we should also have it in mind that this Boko conflict is not something that started yesterday. It's something that has been in existence for so long. But the reason why it keeps escalating is that we have people behind the scenes that are fueling this. The day Asantehin submitted the report to the president, that same day, some youth went to set one of, I think the other clans, chief of staff chief's house ablaze. They went to set it ablaze because they felt like they had connection with Asantehin. Because after the mediation and everything, one person was declared as a sole chief of Boku.
Well, from what I know is that they are like, if you say you are the chief of this so and so, go and be the chief of that end. If you say you are the chief of so and so, you to go and be the chief or go and rule over that particular community. Unless that's how things went down.
But you see, in Boku case, na Pusausi and was Mamprusi and the Kusausi.
And the Kusausi.
Everyone wants to be the head of Boku. Like, all of them has their chief. The Mamprusi have their chief, and then the Kusausi have their chief. But per the story I was told, it's like one person helped the other, and then as time goes on, the other person wants to take over what doesn't belong to him or her, and this is bringing up all this conflict and stuff. But you see, for this conflict to stop, there have to be the influence of politicians in this issue has to draw back.
Yeah, they should step back.
They should step back. It's because this conflict is being influenced by some alleged politicians, and that is why this conflict is still on the rise. And what is paining me the most is that the people who provide you with those weapons are not in Boku, they are in Accra. They are giving you the money, and you are risking your life for that. So you see, with what you say that leaders, leaders being involved in this issue.
Political leaders being involved in it is escalating.
Yes, for Boko
the
conflict
crisis
to be tamed completely, then they have to withdraw. But that is going to be difficult because, see, you know, Baumia is from the. I think Baumia is either Kusausi or Mamprusi. Mahama Yerga is also one of them. Don't forget that President Mahama is also one of them because he's also from Northern region as well.
Yeah.
So all this, I'm not saying that they are involved in what is going on, but then I'm just giving out a scenario. Everybody would like to support their people. Everybody would like to support their own. But you should also think about this in a way that if you're supporting your own to destroy the community, are you helping them, or we are rather causing chaos and then pouring petrol into the fire to escalate it?
Well, don't you think it's high time we listen to the man's advice? We went on reporting and then we asked him that. He said we should leave them. They should kill themselves. When they all die, they will go and take over the lands there because it looks like they don't want to listen to anybody.
They don't want to listen.
They don't want to listen to anybody,
but
and
see,
they are not ready.
We need to stop it because they've tried. For now, it's like they are extending their branches.
Yeah.
So you end up killing someone who is not from either Mampusi or Kusaus, is from another tribe, and then you've killed a person of that tribe. Don't forget that tribe will not also sleep. They will come like they will hit back at you because you've offended them. And then when it happens like that, this conflict is not going to stop. Because when you're killing people, you don't know who you are killing. You don't even know whether this person is a Mampusi or a Kusausi. You end up killing people from other ethnic groups. And then almost we can't sleep.
We can't sleep. Yes, Mom. Miss Gina, what can you say?
Okay. With your friend is saying Boko fights. With the Boko fights, I would say that our leaders, especially our politicians, can't distance themselves when it comes to it, because I feel like they also have the interest of Boko at heart, especially President John Dramani Mahama. But I think that they should do it from a distance. You can still show kindness, you can still show support to people regardless of the distance. Distance is not a barrier. Just do what you want to do, but they should also make sure that they don't fuel it more. No minister, no MP, no assemblyman should go and stand somewhere and say something publicly that would fuel the fights or the confusion in Boko. The last time that was saying something, said me posting Boko Amenko. And from what I've heard, Boko is a nice place to be.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very nice place to be.
Very nice.
But now look at what is happening. Just say, since you are working in Boko, you have to be turning your head, because anything can happen at any time.
Yeah.
Even no matter how careful you are, hana boom, bomb, twabo. So please, we are celebrating Christmas. We are in the season. Yes, we are in the festive season, the season of love, the season of kindness. They should reflect in Boko. We beg them. And to see a bronya no me and they're just on back crowd.
I think most of them are Muslims.
Then they should come. Oh, okay.
Yeah, most of them are Muslims.
Hey, then there's one Muslim man at our place. He's designing his house. Or some is mbedi bronya.
No. Right. Thank you so much for joining us in the news headline review. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bless.
Today in History, 1985, MK Kadri Anju Zondo's bomb exploded at a shopping center in Amanzimo Toti, near Durban, killing 5 civilians and injuring 40, part of the anti-apartheid struggle. 1999, Burundi, South Africa. Reverend Themba Vundila congratulated Nelson Mandela for his role as facilitator in the Burundi peace process, showcasing his post-presidency efforts. 1900, Philippines. Some Filipinos formed the Federal Party, recognizing U.S. sovereignty as American forces defeated insurgents. 1907, Egypt. British Field Marshal Lord Roberts departed Southampton for the Second Boer War, a major conflict in South Africa. To some few observances, human light celebration, offering a non-religious way to join the festive season by focusing on human values like reason, compassion, and hope, with gatherings often featuring candle lighting and storytelling to envision a better future built on humanity. It provides a distinct cultural celebration for atheists, agnostics, and humanists, emphasizing human achievement and potential for a just world without any supernatural elements. Lastly, National Christmas Movie Marathon Day. This day takes place every year, offering a perfect time to get into the holiday spirit with a cozy movie marathon. This day shines because it brings together the magic of Christmas and the joy of movies, providing a fantastic excuse to snuggle up with loved ones and watch your favorite holiday films back to back. And that's all for today on Today in History and Some Observances, live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for Today in History and Some Observances of the Day. Today is movie marathon, but please don't watch Home Alone. We are tired of it.
No matter how is played several times,
It still feel the vibe.
Yeah, but
I
please.
think unless they brought part 2 as a part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Part 2 is there.
Yes.
I've not watched that one. Maybe I'll consider watching.
And then watch it.
Right. Make sure you watch a Christmas movie tonight.
You
Right.
get a popcorn.
I know someone, she sells some here. Plenty 5 CDs. Debbie's girl.
Welcome to Debbie's Girl, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear, or favor. Coming up, new district level data released by the Ghana Statistical Service has revealed wide disparities in excessive alcohol consumption among men across the country, with some districts recording prevalence rates exceeding 60%. Speaking to journalists on the findings, a data scientist at the Ghana Statistical Service said the estimates were generated using small area estimation methods that combine data from 2022 Ghana Demographic and Health Survey and the 2022 Population and Housing Census. He explained that the approach enabled the service to go beyond national and regional averages to estimate outcomes at the district level, helping to uncover hidden pockets of vulnerability. According to him, excessive alcohol consumption was defined as men aged 15 to 59 years consuming more than 2 standard measures of alcohol within a given period, regardless of the time of alcoholic beverage. The data showed that some districts in Northeast and Savannah regions recorded particularly high levels of excessive alcohol intake, with more than 60% of men engaging in such behavior. He cited the Western region as an example, noting that while some districts recorded relatively lower levels of excessive alcohol consumption, others within the same region showed much higher prevalence. They stressed that even districts classified as having lower levels of alcohol should not be considered safe. Alcohol consumption is linked to several non-communicable diseases, hypertension, therefore critical to improving health outcomes and preventing avoidable illness. The purpose of the small area estimate is not to identify drivers of alcohol consumption, but to pinpoint whether the problem is more severe to support targeted policy action. So it looks as if of late, alcohol has become so rampant in our communities. And this is a survey from Ghana Statistical Service showing that some parts of Ghana in other regions have 60% of men aged 15 to 45, 50 years so much endowed in alcohol. Now this alcohol thing has become so rampant that of late you can even see A young child at the age of 12, a male child, even female smoke. And sometimes you ask yourself, where do they learn this from? How did we get here? Because I've come across a video where you see young child smoking and they see no bad in what they do. They don't see any effect in what they do. They feel like it's nice, it's okay, it's fun. And this is because we failed as society. We failed as parents. We failed as a country. Because I don't know whether this still goes on, but I'm sure that they are being taught in schools not to smoke, but how to prevent yourself from smoking. It is being taught in social studies. You even find it in science. And we are being taught that smoking is bad, drinking alcohol is bad. It has its implications, its negative aspect. But no, the more they tell us that this is bad, the more we want to consume it into our body. And I feel like sensitizing these people, we are not doing much as we are supposed to do. I remember those times, health professionals, especially community health nurses, and the nurses who are into information. We have nurses in the hospital who basically are for that. What they do is that they go to communities, schools to schools, houses to houses, talk to people, educate them on the effects of drug abuse, taking in much alcohol, more than you need to. I've been telling people that you don't need to take alcohol because you take alcohol every day. The banku you take, there is alcohol in it. The kinke you eat, there is alcohol in it. Because maize contains alcohol when it's ferment. And so we take that basically every day. But you still see people. This morning when I was coming, I saw an old woman. She was well dressed with her bag and her son. I was thinking she was going to work. Then I saw her diverting into an alcohol shop, and I was telling myself that what this woman is doing is basically bad. You are going to drink with your son, a boy who is young. I would say that boy will be like 10 to 12 years. So in a way, you are teaching the boy that drinking is okay. Taking in alcohol as early as 6 a.m. is good for your body. And that is why we have this youth coming up, and then they take in so much. They take in alcohol, and then their life is being destroyed. Some of them will tell you that they want to overcome anxiety. They want to overcome pressure. That is a big lie. It is a big lie. Because you can take it and you feel unconscious, but you definitely regain consciousness. And when you regain consciousness, that old memories that you are trying to avoid will keep playing like a video in front of you. And that is why sometimes they advise these people to get a counselor so that they'll counsel you. Peer influence. Oh, let's go and drink. There is nothing wrong with that. And then you see those young boys drinking, smoking. Immediately you hear them talk. You can perceive that this boy smokes. He drinks. And the survey they are showing is that some regions are 60%. This is very, very alarming. There have been records that people smuggle in narcotics into this country. Weed, marijuana, cocaine. And then we don't even get to hear how those issues are being solved. Each and every day, you will get to know that people are smuggling drugs into the country. Trucks of cocaine, trucks of marijuana. Whether they are being arrested, we don't even know. And sometimes we end up setting those medicines ablaze. But we don't get to the root cause of it. Who is importing or who is smuggling this cocaine into the country? Who are they? Because I know it is human that is behind that. And some time ago, allegedly, it was reported that some big men are behind the smuggling of cocaine and other hard drugs in the country. And we saw the effect of red. Now it's okay. We saw how people became so stiff like stone. Because they want to do, I don't know the main reason why they take this red. But they take it and they take it more than what they're supposed to take. Someone will tell you that, oh, maybe me for 4, me for 3, me for 5. And then when you ask them why they do that, they don't even give you a reasonable reason why they do that. And then you see a young lady, stiff like a tree. Open a tree. So we were original way. I remember when tramadol came, people really abused it. Especially the youth. We need to be educated. The youth needs to be educated on this because it's affecting them. When you drink too much and you smoke too much, you can't reason well. You can't reason well. And that is why they will tell you they now see things that do not even exist. They are hallucinating. These are all effects of that. Aside that, when we are talking about the health implication, your lungs, your liver, it gets destroyed. At the age of 15, you started drinking, you started taking in alcohol. By the time you get to 20, 30, your blood is no longer a normal blood, it's an alcohol blood. And then that is where you see them moving from one hospital to another, from one church to another, praying for God to heal them. It's about time we take this upon ourselves, move into those communities, start moving from schools to schools, educating this youth on the effect of drugs, the effect of alcohol. You can't take alcohol and tell me that you're having fun. You're having fun in taking alcohol. I'm sure if this does not have an adverse effect, Ghana Statistical Service will not go down moving from regions to region, communities to communities, communicating to people just to get a record on it. Because they've seen that it has become rampant. Everybody wants to drink. Small pressure, I want to drink because I want to overcome the pressure. Frustration, you want to drink, you want to smoke. And who told you that when you smoke, you overcome that problem, you overcome that challenges? You are rather worsening it. Because definitely, within a short while, like 1 hour, you will gain conscious. And that problem will be standing right in front of you, facing you in the face. So I think when it has to do with this, the government has a role to play. Even chiefs in our communities have a role to play. Parents have a role to play. Our health professionals have a role to play. Ourselves, we also have a role to play. Because all these things are things that you can search and learn on your own. So please, let's bring those days back, where we go from house to house, educating people, and even writing stories on that, sharing it on pages, sharing it on WhatsApp platform, Facebook platform, for people to read and know that this is the root causes of drug abuse. And these are the effect of it. And how you can prevent it as well. When we do that, it's going to help us. Because even the accidents that we've been recording all these years, some of them is because these drivers, they drink before driving. And some are not ashamed to tell you that me no one sana minya energy. Who lied to you? You've taken a whole bottle of alcohol, unya energy. You are killing yourself. The most painful aspect is that you are not in that vehicle alone. You have passengers. And you end up killing innocent souls. So please, let's be careful. Let's take this as a responsibility. And then ensure that we educate the people enough, especially the youth, Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for that grill. Today, we are breaking from the morning show. We'll be coming back for the morning show on the 5th of January. And we promise you that we will be back. Power-packed, more relevant stories, more, sweet talks and opinions that matter to you every morning right here on the show. We want to say that thank you so much for riding along with us this year. Without you, we will be nothing. Thank you so much for doing the listening. And I want to say thank you to my ladies for always showing up, rain or shine, sick or in health.
It is not talk show working.
Thank you so much for showing up all the time.
Debbie. She should show working.
Don't worry. Management will show working.
Are you management?
You are talking about you. You are talking about
Me. Okay, don't worry. I got out of it. Alewa. I'll buy you Alewa.
I don't want Alewa.
So what do you want? Huh?
Are you of little faith?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Kalabasua.
Jesus.
Thank you so much for joining us in the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We'll be going for the news shortly. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
GhanaTalks Radio, #1. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, President Mahama set up implementation committee for constitutional reforms. Attorney General to prosecute LPG founder Kofi Akpalu over Cocoa Board contract fraud. Deputy Director of Ghana Education Service reveals hands-on learning in government education revamp. Event organizers face accountability for post-program faith. Traditional leaders sound alarm over drug abuse in Ashanti region's Zongo communities. These and many more coming up your way shortly in business, sports, and showbiz. Ghana is one step closer to strengthening its democratic governance as President John Dramani Mahama announces plans to establish an implementation committee for constitutional reforms early next year. The President praised the Constitutional Review Committee for its integrity and non-partisan work in presenting its final report. The 8-member committee, chaired by Professor Kwesi Prempeh, submitted its report to President Mahama after months of nationwide consultations and expert engagement. The report proposes amendment to address gaps and emerging challenges within the 1992 Constitution, focusing on enhancing democratic governance, accountability, and citizen participation.
We will implement it in a bipartisan manner. All of us would come together and implement as many of the provisions as possible. I take, for instance, the issue of the Council of State and the enormous powers the government, the president is giving to make appointments. I believe that the Council of State giving a bigger role in those appointments will create more credibility in terms of people who are appointed to those positions. Of course, the President will still sign the appointment letters, but the Council of State will go through the process of identifying the persons to be appointed. So these are all some of the teasers I was giving before, which you are now hearing. And I want to thank the committee very much. On behalf of the people of Ghana, you have done a great service to our nation. We're moving from the constitutional review process into the implementation process. And so early next year, we would announce an implementation committee. And of course, we're going to call some of you to come and serve on that committee because we need that institutional memory transferred into the implementation.
President John Dramani Mahama has also directed the Ministry of Finance to release 78 million to Just More Construction to settle outstanding payment and complete the stalled Takoradi-Agona Nkwanta Road project. The payment is expected to accelerate work on this critical highway, part of the Trans-West African Highway linking Ghana to Cote d'Ivoire. The President made the announcement during an inspection tour of the project, citing the road's strategic need in boosting trade and easing movement between Ghana and neighboring countries. He blamed the previous administration for failing to honor payment certificate, causing significant delays. The Takoradi-Agona Nkwanta Road is scheduled for completion within 24 months to enhance transport efficiency and economic activity in the western region.
Projects awarded and the big push are moving, the contractors on site, they are moving, and we have a window of 24 months. And some of them have assured us that we'll finish early. And so, like I said, Ghanaians should bear with the contractors. Ghana becoming a construction site, but after 24 months, we will all see the benefits of it. The minister raised the issue of other projects. There are many projects like the Takoradi Interchange, the other one, Ngwa Interchange. Those were all single hydro projects. The Takoradi Market, Market Cycle Market is also one of them. The KJTR Market is one of them. And so all those projects that were halted because of the debt exchange. The contractors have remained on site and they have continued to do some work and keep the site going. And so there is some money owed to them over and above the loan that was made for the project. And so the finance minister needed to go to Parliament to get the authorization of Parliament to be able to pay those monies that are over and above how much the loan that was acquired for the projects were. Yesterday, like the minister said, Parliament approved it. And so after January, the minister will be able to pay them the extra money that they incurred and then ask all of them to go back to site and continue.
Attorney General Dr. Dominic Hayenen has announced that his office will prosecute Kofi Akpaloo, founder of the Liberal Party of Ghana, and his wife, Delvin Akpaloo, over alleged financial crimes involving cocoa board contract. Akpaloo is accused of incorporating a company, Poma Universal Ghana Limited, with a similar name to legitimate contractor, Poma Universal Ghana Limited, to divert 3,169,432.22 meant for Cocoa Roads project. Akpaloo allegedly forged Poma's signature on the cocoa board contract using a former name Mercy Owusu. First Bank Ghana Limited conducted an internal investigation and confirmed the fraud allegations. The suspect will face charges of stealing, forgery and money laundering in January when the Attorney General's office resumed work after the Christmas holidays.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the case involving Mr. Percival Akpaloo of the Liberal Party of Ghana, the Financial Intelligence Center flagged and filed a suspicious transaction report with First Bank Ghana Limited regarding transactions on an account belonging to Poma Universal Ghana Limited. That is a company owned by the said Kofi Akpaloo. Following the STR, that is a suspicious transaction report by the FIC, the Economic and Organized Crime began an investigation into the matter. The investigations revealed that Poma Universal Ghana Limited, a business entity owned entirely by a lady called Ekua Poma, was a legitimate contractor that was awarded a feeder roads contract by Cocoa Board. The contract, which was valued at 29.5 million Ghana cedis, was awarded in December 2020. Although the project commenced and an initial amount was properly deposited into Poma Universal Ghana Limited, subsequent payments raised serious concerns regarding misrepresentation, forgery, and unauthorized handling of the checks. Our investigations revealed that Apalu secretly incorporated another company, separate and distinct from Poma Universal Ghana Limited, also known as Poma Universal Ghana Limited, but deliberately added H to the Poma. So Poma is P-O-M-A-A, all right, Ghana Limited, which is a company which is owned by Ekua Poma. What the company that he incorporated added H to the Poma, so it became, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the same Poma, Poma Ghana Limited, Universal Ghana Limited. But the difference was just the H at the end of Poma. And so after having done this, between December 2022 and June 2024, Apalu collected 8 checks issued by Cocoa Board in the name of Poma Universal Ghana Limited. That is the original and authentic Poma, totaling 3.1 million. That is 3,169,432 Ghana cedis and 22 pesos, and deposited them into the account of his own company, that is also Poma Ghana Limited with an H at First Bank Ghana Limited. Again, our investigations confirmed that Ekua Poma was unaware of both the existence of the Poma Ghana Limited, that is the second company, and the diversion of the funds until Cocoa Board contacted her in June 2024 regarding outstanding balances on the contract. She subsequently discovered that Apalu had collected and misdirected the payments without her consent. Ekua Poma also alleged that Apalu forged her signature on the Cocoa Board contract using her former name, Mercy Owusu, to secure the agreement without her authorization. First Bank Ghana Limited conducted an internal investigations.
Deputy Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Small GC, says government research agenda prioritizes practical education. Speaking on behalf of the Education Minister at the 22nd Congregation of Koforidua Technical University, she stressed that the agenda aims to develop employable skills, promote innovative enterprises, and advance excellence in human capital. Professor GC urged technical universities to focus on hands-on practical entrepreneurship and collaborate with industries to drive transformational curricula. The Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, echoed this sentiment, calling for technical universities to prioritize hands-on skills in the academic delivery.
Higher education available, accessible, affordable, and meaningful to our young people requires partnership between central government and institutions of higher learning. As government commits more resources towards resetting our education system, it is expected that our institutions of higher learning will collaborate with industry in leading the conversation about the transformation curricula needed to leapfrog us into stronger economy and better standards of life. This is particularly necessary because some of the job creation interventions program being rolled out by this government have become critical due to employability gaps in the curriculum. I therefore challenge KTU and by extension our technical universities to place employable skills and hands-on practical entrepreneurship at the core of their education delivery.
The Deputy Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Rita Naodole Soa, has put event organizers on notice to be held responsible for cleaning up after their event. This move aims to promote cleanliness and accountability during the festive season. Madam Soa expressed dissatisfaction with the state of public spaces in Accra after social event. She announced of engaging tourism sector and national security agencies to enforce strict post-event cleanup arrangement. Event organizers are expected to liaise with relevant municipal district assembly to pay for cleaning costs.
About what we have seen here, there was a program organized last night, and there's a lot of filth here. The assembly responsible, that is Kole Clote, they've done a good job over the week that we declared, but today we see a lot of filth here. And one thing we have realized is that there is no collaboration between organizers of programs and then the assemblies within which they organize their programs. And so when they are done, they take their money, they go, and then they leave the work for the assemblies. And I believe this is coming to an end. On behalf of my honorable minister, we are going to collaborate with the various stakeholders, tourism, national security, and whoever are responsible for such programs to ensure that after every program they clean up. Otherwise, they liaise with the municipal or district assembly to give them the cost of cleaning, so that it won't be that the assembly is going to use their own resources after they have done their work and you have created a mess to clean up again. I believe this is going to be the last time. During this festive season, the ministry is going to meet on Monday to come up with modalities as to how to reach out to these organizers. And I believe we are going to have a good collaboration to ensure we keep our city clean. And so far, when you visit the various assemblies, especially Greater Accra, they are doing a lot of work and a lot of cleaning has been done. And so I'll say that together with the ministry, together with the MMDCs, we are happy, but we are not ending it here. We'll continue even after today to ensure that we keep an eye on our environment and then ensure that we clean up. And one thing that the ministry we have not been too delighted about is the citizens are not really participating, and we want to use this opportunity to call on everyone that cleanliness is all of us, our responsibility and our duties. And so let's clean up our surroundings so that we'll not create a lot of filth out there. When you go out now, the places look so clean, they look so nice and beautiful. And I believe we all want to live in such environments. And to the MMDC, so I also want to give a little advice. As we have cleaned up the place, where we can beautify with flowers and plants, let's do so that when people see this beautification, I'm sure they will not dump their refuse anyhow or indiscriminately. And so far, it's so good.
Traditional authorities in Zongo communities are calling for immediate government action to combat the rising threat of drug abuse and addiction among the youth. According to reports, over 53% of sampled secondary school students in Ghana have used alcohol, while about 19% have admitted to marijuana use and 1 in 10 smoked cigarettes. Traditional leaders are advocating for a collaborative approach involving community education, family support and law enforcement to tackle the issue. The Interior Minister, on the other hand, has cautioned that law enforcement agencies will crack down on individuals using illegal drugs regardless of their social status.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most serious challenges confronting our societies today is the increasing menace of drug abuse among the youth. This threat destroys lives, breaks families, and undermines community development. We therefore respectfully call on the Honorable Minister for Interior to strengthen collaboration with traditional authorities through public sensitization community policing, and targeted youth engagement programs to help protect our young people from this growing danger. As we celebrate this year's Damba Festival, let us renew our collective commitment to promote education, preserving peace, strengthening unity, and working tirelessly to combat drug abuse. With the combined effort of the government, traditional leaders, religious authorities, and the wider community, we can surely build a brighter and safer future.
In related news, the Narcotics Control Commission has announced plans to intensify surveillance and enforcement activities at public event and entertainment venues across the country during the festive season. In a statement issued on December 22nd, the Commission said the operations will target nightclubs, pubs, entertainment centers, and other public gatherings nationwide. The move forms part of an ongoing effort to combat drug abuse, trafficking, and the distribution of illicit substances. According to the Commission, the festive season often presents increased risk of drug use due to large crowds and extended social engagement. The intensified operations are therefore aimed at protecting public health, safety, and security. The Commission said the exercise will be carried out in collaboration with other law enforcement and regulatory agencies. Key areas of focus include preventing the sale and use of illegal drugs. NACOC has called on event organizers, venue owners, and managers to cooperate fully with authorized officers and to take proactive steps to keep their premises free of illicit substances. Members of the public have also been encouraged to remain vigilant and report suspicious drug-related activities. The Commission assured the public that all operations will be conducted professionally and with full respect for human rights, while maintaining a firm stance against narcotics-related offences. In business, about 365 million cash from the International Monetary Fund has been credited to the Bank of Ghana's account on December 22nd. It is coming after the Executive Board of the IMF completed its fifth review of Ghana's program with the fund in Washington. The development brings Ghana's total disbursement under the extended credit facility to 2.8 billion. This might be the fifth tranche of IMF cash Ghana has received since it signed onto the fund program on May 17, 2023. Some market watchers have argued that the immediate impact will offer government extra cash to finance projects identified in the 2025 budget. This is because the primary aim of this disbursement under the IMF program is to finance budget-related projects and support Ghana's reserves. The Bank of Ghana will take the cash inflows and give the cedi equivalent to the finance minister. Some market analysts have sought to downplay the impact of this disbursement on Ghana's reserves, when the central bank's reserves are estimated to reach 13 billion by the end of 2025. However, there are some who have also maintained it could go a long way to improve dollar liquidity on the market. The Executive Board of International Monetary Fund had described Ghana's performance under the program as broadly satisfactory. In a statement, the board argued that the Ghanaian authorities have continued to make significant headway in public debt restructuring. On October 10, 2025, the IMF announced reaching a staff-level agreement with Ghana after a 2-week mission to assess economic development. To sports, Accra Heart of Oak goalless keeper Solomon Agbesi has alluded his performance against Aduana Stars was an excellent one. In an interview with Heart Media after the Phobians drew goalless with Aduana Stars in Doma, Agbesi related and rated his performance at 9/10. Hearts drew for the 7th time this season in 15 games, with Agbesi recording his 5th clean sheet in 6 games since taking over starting duties from Black Star stopper Benjamin Asari, who returned from injury ahead of the Adriana game. Despite Hearts dropping point and failing to move up in the standing from 4th place at the time of writing, Agbesi was pleased with his performance. He moved to Hearts after spending time with Dreams Football Club. And showbiz, celebrated Ghanaian rapper Sarkodie has left fans in stitches after recounting a troubling Wee Biscuits experience he had while on a trip to the United States of America for a show. Speaking in an interview, the rapper shared details of one performance he was unhappy with, explaining how he unknowingly consumed a biscuit containing marijuana. Sarkodie said he and his manager took the biscuit from a hamper that had been given to them. According to him, his manager, Angel Town, sadly began laughing at things that were not funny. The highest hit maker further disclosed he realized something was wrong when he asked members of his team the distance between where he was seated backstage and the row stage. He added that while performing, the music felt unusual. According to him, artists can sometimes perform to the satisfaction of patrons even when personally they do not feel that well. In the meantime, the rapper is preparing for his annual Rapperholic concert scheduled for December 25th at the Grand Arena. And that's how we end it on the morning news update. Thank you so much for making time with me. Don't forget to log on to all streaming platforms as well as logging on to our website at www.GhanaTalksRadio.com for more news updates. I am Deborah Adoso. Good morning.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Every occasion demands the company of good music that fits the purpose. At GTR Sounds, we understand your need to create just the right atmosphere for your wedding or engagement, party, funeral, crusade, political campaign or rally, or just any other event, as well as executive and corporate functions. With our modern and high-quality spinning machines, mixers, microphones, and power amplifiers, binary speakers, and subs, we offer the highest of sound quality and music play at events and functions. At GTR Sounds, we have a team of seasoned and highly experienced sound engineers who understand just the right choice of music for your events. Locate our studios at Aponchi Hotel in Anya or call our numbers 054-8522-897 or 027-3363-973. You can also reach via our email sounds@GhanaTalksRadio.com. At GTR Sounds, we take care of your event.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast. French fries.
Koko Nikosi. Alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues,
entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Good morning to you once again. You are welcome to the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show right here on GhanaTalks Radio. You're welcome to the second segment of the show. And as you know it, we dive into major news items and topic. And we come along with knowledgeable guests who are going to dive into the issues, share their thoughts and opinion on issues that matter to you every morning right here on the show. I'm still your host, Ruth Esenamfiagbedu, and I want to use this opportunity to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We're already in the Christmas, element. We're already feeling the breeze. We're already in a moment, in the mood for Christmas. I just can't wait to, chew my chicken that day. Right. So joining me right here in the studio is Mr. Nelson. I've forgotten. He said we shouldn't use Mr. So I should just go ahead and call his name Nelson Jata, a social commentator and a political analyst and a youth activist as well. Mr. Jata, good morning.
Good morning, Esenam.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing as much. I'm in good health and purpose.
Oh, we thank God. I can see you're already ready for 2026.
Yes. I'm very much ready for 2026. It is a year of endless possibilities.
Oh, yeah. We are hoping so.
And I could also see the Christmas sensation.
Oh, yeah. It's all over.
It's
all over.
I would be expecting my Christmas gifts. Anyway.
Okay. Don't worry. You get it. Right. Since you're ready for 2026, let's go about some general thoughts about your expectation for this particular government in power for 2026. Are you hoping for better change? Are you hoping that they do some adjustments, some changes?
All right, so thank you very much, Esenam. It's always a privilege to be on platforms like this because this platform gives a voice to the youth and it allows us to, make meaningful contribution to matters of national interest. And this morning, I would like to send our greetings to all well-meaning Ghanaians and, of course, the president and every other person. We are all in the Christmas season, so Merry Christmas to everyone. And when I say that, I'm sending my greetings out to well-meaning Ghanaians. Well-meaning is underlined. And I say this because as we speak today, there are two types of Ghanaians. And
which are?
We have the Ghanaians that believe that the country is in the right direction, Ghanaians that do acknowledge the efforts of the government, Ghanaians that wish the country well, Ghanaians that do acknowledge the fact that we have come from somewhere, we are on a journey, and where we have gotten to, we are in the right direction. Those are the group of Ghanaians are classified as well-meaning Ghanaians. And then we also have another group of Ghanaians, those that have a sole agenda to tarnish the image of the government, those that sabotage the government, those that sincerely do not wish things to go well in this country. And I'm not sure that you will tell me you are not aware that there are sincerely people who exist who do not want the country to go in the right direction. Esenam, just yesterday, Musa Dankwa came out with another polling result, and he said that about 66% of Ghanaians believe the country is going in the right direction.
Do you believe in those polls and data?
Oh yeah, Musa Dankwa has built his credibility, and it's not even a matter of doubt. And personally, I believe the country is heading in the right direction, and many other Ghanaians do believe so. And that is simply because a year ago Ghanaians queued to vote, and then they were annoyed about certain things, and so they were eager and angry for a change. And today, the change they voted for, they are seeing that change manifest. So believe you me, why would we not say the country is heading in the right direction? So I mean, the future is pregnant, and this is just the best time to be a Ghanaian. I don't know for you, but I believe that this is the best time to be a Ghanaian, particularly when you see every aspect of the economy is in check. You know, the one thing that I always say is that Ghanaians are interested in their welfare. Ghanaians are interested in seeing improvement in their lifestyle, the life they were living before. I mean, every person wants to, you know, feel better. Every person wants to, you know, move forward ever, backwards never. So when we have a government that sent us into a retrogression, I mean, it becomes something that do haunt us a lot. That is why this new government came. And Essendon, believe you me, we have seen a lot of massive changes. As we speak today, the country has been turned into a construction site. We have roads are being constructed. The Ashanti region is benefiting. The Volta region is benefiting. Today, as we speak, we have noticed that fuel prices has decreased. Last time I told you about it.
Yeah.
And it's actually translated into transportation of even the trotro people have reduced their costs. So it means that, you know, the transport ministry is active. Today, as we speak, you could clearly tell that even the transport ministry has also made provisions for additional buses to create extra convenience
for people.
So that is also telling you that the government is concerned about the welfare of people in every aspect of life. The 24-hour economy, it is active. Last time I told you about it, Ghana Port Harbour Authority, they are operating actively. We talk of Ghana Publishing, 24-hour economy is active. We speak of DVLA, 24-hour economy is active. We speak of Tema Oil Refinery, 24-hour economy is really active. And that reminds me, I think over the weekend was the birthday of the CEO of Tema Oil Refinery, the CEO Edmond Combact. I'm sending our greetings to him. He's an amazing person. You know, his efforts are just mind-blowing. When you look at the period within which he came into office, just about 9 months, and what he's doing for Tema Oil Refinery, a company that was almost at the verge of collapse, a company that was mismanaged to the extent that the NPP wanted to sell that company for an amount of $22 million US, and it would blow your mind that within this short period, Edmond Combat was able to make a profit of $21 million US in just a period of 9 months. So I mean, the country is heading in the right direction, and every single appointee of President John Dramani Mahama is active, and they all mirror the vision, they all mirror the personality of the president. And so that also reminds me of the former government that we have had. You know, every single appointee of President Akufo-Addo Dankwa does mirror the character and attitude of President Akufo-Addo Dankwa and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Just yesterday at the Government Accountability Series, we witnessed what happened. We witnessed the results of their findings. And, you know, we heard that individuals like Percival Akpalu, Kofi Akpalu.
Yeah, we'll come to that.
You get it. So, I mean, the corruption and everything is just... But I mean, thank God for life. We are no longer where we used to be. You know, we are not where we want to be, and we are no. But let us acknowledge the fact that we are no more where we used to be, and the direction which we are moving, it is crystal clear that we are on the right course.
We are on the right course. Yes. So our next guest will be here shortly. But before he gets in here, I want us to have a very balanced discussion. So let's just look at some few headlines. Then just to buy time for him to get in. So earlier on our news headline review were the ladies. So they said with the issue of Boko, they said that political leaders interfering in this whole crisis is actually escalating the fight in Boko, which is making it very difficult to control the people out there. Do you think that there's a way we can actually allow these political leaders to step down? Because looking at this issue, if you should buttress it with politics, it's going to worry us a lot. And it looks like that is what our people are doing. right from when it started, from the previous administration even up to now. And then even because of that, the member of parliament for that particular constituency, which is the majority leader, Mahama Yarega, says he doesn't even want to comment on that again, simply because he wouldn't want to go and say something and they might not just take it well, and then boom, it goes over again.
First and foremost, we need to acknowledge the efforts of the front liners, and I mean those who are really putting in effort to ensure that peace returns to Boku, and it returns permanently. You know, when you see the efforts of President John Dramani Mahama, and then greetings to His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu. I mean, they have done a very yeoman's job when you look at the mediation report that was presented before the president, and the president also making a decision to, you know, ensure every single recommendation by the report is fulfilled and implemented, and also invest an amount of 1 billion Ghana cedis to revitalize the economy in Boku. I mean, the efforts are tremendous and commendable, but then we are still not, you know, really, it appears as though we are not getting the targeted results. It appears as though the Boku fight is becoming an unending one. And it is one thing that bothers me personally a lot, because so many lives have been lost. National service persons have not even been posted. And, you know, life, education, health, every aspect of Boku is just not working. And so I feel like as a nation, we have left them behind in terms of so many developments, and that's not even a fault of government, but simply because of the war that is ongoing there. And talking about political interference, because of the sensitive nature of this Boku conflict, I usually prefer not to, you know, address it from a political angle, because I believe that, you know, this war has been there before so many regimes. It has been there for so many years.
Yes.
I think over 60 years.
Oh, yes. It's been there for quite a long time.
So, and even as we speak, I mean, how many political parties in Ghana are even up to 60 years? It has seen so many governments, so many transitions.
Yes.
So it makes me believe that the problem with the Boku war in itself is not entirely political.
But
even though political influences do come to play, but it's not entirely, it's something that is beyond politics. And I feel like it has gotten to a level where it is now a matter of revenge. It's now a matter of revenge, because somebody feels like, my grandfather has been murdered, and no matter what, I have to take revenge. So it is about time that, you know, security should continue on the grounds. I mean, for me, they should intensify the security operations in the Boku district. And then they should also increase education. They should sensitize the people clearly a lot more on how much harm this war has done to them. Because if the Boku fight will come to an end, trust me, it's not about the 1 billion that we are going to, you know, invest there. It's not even about the place. It's mainly about the people. It's mainly about the people. It's mainly about the chiefs, the leaders, and the youth of Boku must, I think, rise up and speak to their leaders. They must come to a point where we no longer want to do this. We no longer want blood to be shed.
Right.
Therefore, let us come to a compromise. Where it has gotten to, it doesn't matter who is right or who is wrong. It doesn't matter who has killed who in the time past, who deserves what. Let us all lay down our arms. Let us come to an agreement. Let us just reach. Now it has to come to an end. And that is what's proving very, very difficult. And as it stands right now, it's a difficult situation even for the president. And even major leaders. Because I know people personally that they have one parent, a Kusasi, the other parent, a Mamprosi. And even during the mediation report, you know, there were people that we could see the joy in Kumasi after the mediation process came to an end. There were people that were so excited that at last Boku is going to see some level of peace. But it's just unfortunate that some people have
did not accept
the mediation report. But whatsoever be the case, if the people that we are trying to solve an impasse between are saying, one part is saying they are not satisfied with the mediation report, then it also means that we must, begin the process again. We must begin the process again.
Right.
And we must not stop. We must continue until
we see a result. Right. But looking at the king that was actually supposed to lead this process, do you think that he was suitable for that role, or you think that we should have rather gone for an expert to look into this issue?
I mean, this is not the first time that his respected Otumfuo is, being leading the charge for a dispute between two communities or two ethnic groups. This is not the first time. He has done it in some years ago, and even in this Boku and Mamprosi issue, this is not the first time that he is being involved. So he has actually has the expertise in mediation, and that's what gives him some level of authority that whatsoever he says will not get overruled by any other court, because whatsoever he does, he makes sure it is in alignment with established laws. So I mean, nobody can say he's not in the rightful authority to do that. And I mean, who else could have done it? And I mean, even if it is you that they put in that position to solve that problem, as far as one part or someone rejects the outcome, they are definitely going to say you are not suitable for the job. But the problem is not you, the mediator, but the problem is the people themselves who are not willing to come to a compromise. Because trust me, if the people are willing to come to a compromise, we wouldn't even need an external person to solve their dispute. They themselves can come together, arrange a meeting, and then solve their own issue. But it is that lack of commitment and willingness on the part of some of them, because I also understand that a large number of them do want to see lasting peace.
Yeah. We are just hoping that we get to see the peace we want to.
Hopefully.
Well, we went out for reporting some time back, and then we actually asked people what they think about this whole fight. And then one man passed a very funny comment, and then he said that, those people, it looks like they don't want to, end the fight or whatsoever. We should leave them. They should kill themselves. When they are all finished in the town, we should go and take over their lands. And this has actually been happening. This fight has been happening for 60 years. I think this thing started, I heard of it when I was in class 3, and it's still going on. And the people they are shooting, they are killing themselves. They are not dying, that they are still there. But if you are fighting, who are you? Who is going to enjoy that peace? Are they thinking of their children at all, or whatsoever? Because you keep saying that you are fighting for the land, but you are killing each other. So if you end up killing each other, who are you going to leave the land for? So I think it's high time that these people actually reason and then come together and then drop their weapons, so that at least for once, go and see, by now they won't be able to spend Christmas. They won't be able to celebrate Christmas. I understand they are Christian, they are Muslims, but some are also Christians. We all being celebrated Christmas. Why?
It's about time.
It's that sad. Right. Let's look at the revocation of the LI 2462, which the previous administration enacted, that allows the president to allow people to mine in our forest reserve. During the campaign for the NDC, they mentioned that when they come into power, they are going to repeal that LI, which allow people to mine in our forest reserve. And then finally, just last week, we saw that the land minister has come out to say that finally they've revoked that LI. Looking at the revocation of the LI, do you think that we are going to see some sort of positive change or results against the fight for Galamsey?
All right, thank you, SNM. So without mincing words, the fight against Galamsey has been a very critical one, especially when we look at where we come from as a country. Some time ago, we've had a president that doesn't listen to the cry of the people. I have particularly been to a couple of demonstrations against Galamsey, and I have been a lead advocate against the Galamsey menace. But all our efforts were thwarted, and I mean, it appeared as though we were not even making any sense at all. And the president himself even supervised Galamsey activities, and even at his backyard, Galamsey was happening. But right now, when President John Dramani Mahama was campaigning during the 2024 time, he made a promise that he's gonna repeal that LI. And so today, what we are just seeing is, campaign promise fulfilled. And that tells, the commitment of the president in fighting the Galamsey impasse. Last week I was here and I told you about some of the achievements, that the government has made with regards to the fight against Galamsey. So, repealing that LI is going to deter people from entirely mining in our forest reserves. And already the forest reserves, some have been declared as red zones.
Yeah, as red zones.
So that is just going to constitutionally and legally complement the efforts of the government in the Galamsey menace. But another thing that we must also acknowledge is the fact that CSOs and other groups were calling on the government, mounting pressure on the government for that LI to be repealed. And indeed, it has been repealed. And as we speak today, about 9 of our forest reserves have been cleared, and they are all free and undergoing reclamation. So, we are seeing major progress in the fight against Galamsey. Every single day, NIMOS is undertaking their operations. NIMOS is still arresting people. And even yesterday, one of the programs were launched under the Responsible Skills Cooperative Mining Department Secretariat. So, the government is doing well in the fight against Galamsey. And I wouldn't be surprised that by the time we get to the middle of next year, we should see major improvements in our water bodies and our land as well. Our land should be free entirely from illegal mining.
But do you by any chance know why that particular law was being enacted? Because if it was going to destroy our water bodies and then destroy our forest reserve, why was it enacted in the first place?
I think the crafters of the Constitution, in their own wisdom, make decisions that will benefit the country to a large extent. And what they expect is that citizens will be responsible, citizens will be sensible. And it is not, nobody would reason in a way that, a well-meaning person would go and mine irresponsibly. We have responsible mining and we have irresponsible mining. And that is what we call the illegal mining and the legal mining. There is a way that the mining is being conducted. So I believe that the crafters of the Constitution thought that, okay, the forest reserves cannot just be there while we have minerals in it, while we need those minerals to develop our nation. Therefore, let us create that freedom for people to go there and mine. But then it has to be responsible. So that particular clause was being abused by the illegal miners, and it gives some form of moral support to people to just invade into our forest reserves and mine. So repealing it became the best decision for us at this point in time. And the Constitution is not something that is gonna be there forever. Every day we are noticing that a part of the Constitution is getting amended, things are changing. It was just yesterday that we also had some recommendations of the constitutional review. So the Constitution is something that's evolving, and it changes to suit the needs of our time and era. So we cannot blame the crafters of the Constitution.
So it was enacted for a positive reason, but just that we, the individuals, actually abuse it.
Exactly.
That's very, very, very bad.
That's the nature of human beings.
Beings.
That's why the laws also exist.
Yeah.
So when you switch your character, the law can also easily adjust to suit you. So anyhow you want it, the law will be there to handle you.
Because there have been calls that the president should have been impeached because of Galamsey, and he even put his presidency on the line, and he was still not able to sort it out. We're calling that, why don't you just impeach this president for misconduct, enacting such a law to allow people to mine in our forest reserve? If they cut down all the trees, how will we breathe as human beings? So we are our own problem as individuals, right? So time is far going, so I think we'll just dive into the main discussion. Wherever he meets us, he will just join us.
Okay, no
right, so for our first topic has to do with the report from the Constitution Review Committee, and they finally presented their report to the president. That was yesterday. So yesterday, the Constitution Review Committee formally presented its final report to President John Dramani Mahama at the Jubilee House in Accra. The report marks the culmination of months of public consultation, stakeholder engagement, and technical analysis of Ghana's 1992 Constitution. The CRC was appointed by President John Dramani Mahama in January to lead an inclusive constitutional review process aimed at identifying gaps, modernizing governance structures, and proposing reforms that reflect the aspiration of Ghanaian people. The 8-member committee includes legal experts, academics, and former office holders such as Justice Sophia and Professor Kwame Kakra and Charlotte Osei. So earlier in the year, the CRC conducted nationwide zonal engagements, which is a survey, and received hundreds of memorandum and proposals from individuals, civic groups, professional bodies, and civil society, reflecting a broad range of public opinions. So they pointed out some key proposals from the reports. So according to the highlights released alongside the report, the committee proposed several significant constitutional reforms. So we are going to look them one after the other. Yeah. So the first one has to do with the extension of presidential term. So which shifts the presidential tenure from 4 years to 5 years to give elected government more time to implement policies. So the CRC ruled out any move toward a third-term presidential term, noting no public or political support for it. So they've said it clearly that there's not going to be any third term, but rather they are looking at extending the term limit for president from 4 to 5 years, so that the president will be able to have ample time to make sure that they will be able to fulfill all their policies. This is what they mentioned. Because even in our system, if you look at this, if a president is elected into power, it takes, for the first 6 months, they are now settling in office, as they say, cleaning the mess of the previous administration and whatsoever. And then they have just few time to fulfill their promises, as they've mentioned in their campaign. So due to that, the committee is proposing that why don't we extend from 4 to 5 years? Because it looks like in the whole of the world, would I say, Ghana is one of the countries that actually practice the 4 term. So why don't we extend it to 5 term? This is what I say. What do you think? Do you buy into this proposal that the year should be extended from 4 to 5 years?
Yeah, I do buy into it, because when you look clearly at how our systems have been, you can tell that, mainly when we do go into elections and then we vote a new president, when a new president comes, as you said, it takes about almost a year to even fully transition. Mm-hmm. Then you now come and handle the mess that has been created by the previous government, try to investigate some of those people, some recruitments that were made. You are now trying to sanitize the whole system. So by the time you realize, then a year is gone. Mm-hmm. So if a year is gone out of the 4 years, how many years do we have? We have 3 years.
3 years.
Now, in that 3 years, let's take away the first 2 years again. The last year is also going to be spent on campaign.
For campaign, exactly.
And campaign also comes with a lot of expenditure, because the government of the day tries to impress the people, which is mainly because it is, I would say, it is mainly an NPP way of governance, where they fail to execute during the first 3 years. Mm-hmm. And so the last year, they are in a hurry to finish all projects. In the last year, they try to squeeze and then borrow money. That's how come the previous year we had a lot of poorly implemented policies, because the government of the day was just in a rush to fulfill their campaign promises, and even things that they were not able to, at the end of the day, they still failed at doing it. So from last year particularly, I can say we only had governance for 2 years, which was the middle 2 years, because the first year, no show. The second year, that was when they started doing a couple of, and the last year was just campaign year. So when we pay critical attention to it, it becomes clear that okay, we need to be real and honest with ourselves. The first year is already gone.
It's already gone.
So technically, we're still going to have 4 years for the presidency. You understand what I'm trying to say? But just that, this time around, it is 5 years. And, I'm also excited about the third term limit, the third term being not, taken into consideration.
Yeah.
Because, I don't see the essence in a president seeking third term.
For third term.
Because whatsoever it is that you want to do, you can do it within your first 2 terms. And President John Dramani Mahama is an epitome of that. That, look, whatsoever that, he wanted to do, and Ghanaians didn't give him the chance to do it because the NPP peddled falsehood against him, and then he went into opposition. He came back, and then he's giving results. And it's just even a 9-month period. Look, this President John Dramani Mahama administration has opened our minds to a lot of things. That if this height of achievement, this milestone of achievement can be achieved within 9 months, then it means, you don't need a third term. Because President John Dramani has proven that within 8 months he's able to do this. Within 4 years he can do this. So I think it's good that we remove the third term. It's not even included, and then we are rather advocating for 2 terms, 5 years, 5 years. So every political party has almost, let's say, every candidate has almost 10 years mandate. I hope you get what I'm trying to say technically.
Yeah.
So 10 years is enough to even draw a long-term developmental agenda. So if you are a political party, you are seeking power for more than 10 years, you should have a developmental agenda. So if Ghanaians give you the first term, and then you say it's not enough, so give me 1 more term. When they give you that 1 more term and it's your last term, at the end of that term, Ghanaians should be expecting a total transformation, because 10 years is enough.
It's enough.
So yes, if we are serious about development, then we should also look at the sustainable pathway of development that we are building. Because we have 4 years, then change of government, you have 8 years, change of government. It doesn't really help that much. That is why I will always continue to advocate or tell Ghanaians never to make mistake whenever they go to the poll. Especially voting for the NPP is a total disaster. It's like we mortgaging.
If you say that, are you automatically announcing your party?
No. Not at all. I'm just advocating that given elections do have consequences.
Yes.
And I will not leave my home and go to a polling station to go and vote for somebody that cannot help me in any way.
But don't you
think, somebody that has proven to me that he's incompetent, inept, and clueless? So what's the point in me going to the poll to go and vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? An individual that clearly, when we gave him the chance to work, he will now come back and tell us that he was just a mate and so he was not able to deliver. Meanwhile, this same person promised us that he's not going to take us to IMF. This person promised us that he's not going to introduce e-levy. This person promises that he's the man of digitalization and he's capable of transforming Ghana. And 1 Ghana card is more important than 1,000 interchanges. And at the end of it all, it was just series of talkathon, gimmicks, polemics. It was just antics. So there's no point in me going to cast my vote for the NPP. I have always said it time without number that the NPP is an enemy of the state. The NPP is an enemy of progress, and it's just about time that their colors continue to reveal it. And when you look at the scandals, I tell you that you would bear me witness. This morning we are going to discuss Kofi Akpalu.
Yeah.
And how he stole 3.1 million Ghana cedis. And then when we are done with him, we'll be speaking about Chairman Wuntumi, who also caused the state's massive financial loss.
24 million.
Keno Foriata is also there. You look at National Signal Bureau. You look at National Service Secretariat.
Yeah.
Every single aspect of the economy, at every single juncture, President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ensure that they find ways and means to loot from the public purse.
But
the same people who told us that they are going to protect the public purse.
But I don't think it's fair if you directly say that these 2 people actually looted from. You appoint somebody to work. in as much as you have to be monitoring and then measuring if indeed the person is bringing results. But I don't think it's fair for you to say that they looted, because you don't have evidence to that. They were just appointees that were tasked to do a particular job, and then they mishandled that office.
So
and
who is to blame? If
they are where they are today.
If I employ you to do a job for me, and then excuse me to say you are incompetent, and so you are not able to do the job, who do I have to blame? Do I have to blame you, or I have to blame myself for making a wrong appointment decision? Because trust me, what I'm saying is that every single appointee mirror the character of the one who appointed them into that office. Look at President John Dramani Mahama. How many years has it been in? How many months? About 9 months. How many scandals have you heard of? How many scandals have you heard of?
Well, I've not.
You've not heard of any scandal. Why haven't you heard of any scandal? But when we all witnessed when the NPP was in office, every single day there was a scandal out there. Every single day there was a scandal out there. Friends and family governments, they loot massively the state. Yesterday I read something online. Someone was making comparison between President Akufo-Addo and how he managed his family and government, stuff. President Akufo-Addo's daughter, Jan Krumah, some time ago were in this country where she was given a contract to paint 3 interchanges. 3 interchanges. And they spent millions of dollars on that project. The same person, year of return, up to now, we are not able to get a clear, account of the money that we had and what that money has been used for. They came and they mismanaged the creative art industry. And so when I say that, president appointees do mirror the character of the one who appoint them, I do not mean to tarnish anyone's reputation. I do not mean to disrespect anybody, but it is just a fact that cannot be disputed. And you can bear me witness on that. So that is about it.
Right. But looking at the extension that they are proposing or they are recommending, do you think that one alone is enough? Because I believe that even within the 4 years, if indeed you have the capabilities and you say that, you can achieve it, you should be able to achieve it rather than going for an extension. Don't you think so?
So first and foremost, this is just a recommendation from the committee.
Yeah.
And, the committee in itself thought it wise that we are facing a lot of problems. And some of those problems also stem from the fact that our constitution comes with certain shortcomings or weaknesses that create room for those problems to begin to emanate and spread forth. Therefore, we must go back to the drawing board and work the constitution. Let us make adjustments that would favor us. And so when I look at it from a more progressive aspect, and I have already outlined that 10 years is enough for us to create a long-term sustainable developmental plan. So the 5 years decision is just in sync with that. It's in that vision of a long-term project. That was why the extension is being made. Also I also want to clarify that even if the constitution is amended or these recommendations are being acted upon, it will not take effect from the current tenure of President John Dramani Mahama. And also, we are already aware that he's not even going for a third term.
Yeah, he
so
said that.
Any attempt to paint any such image is just misleading and falsehood and should not be allowed to take course.
Now the third term self, who started it?
The third term agenda for President John Dramani Mahama to go. I sincerely don't even know where it started from, but a couple of people on the internet, I think people were largely impressed with the performance of the president, and so they were just calling for him to go for that third term. But clearly the man himself has come out to tell Ghanaians that he's not going to go into third term. President John Dramani Mahama is a man of legacy, and the reputation he has built for himself on the African continent, that even gave him, the AU, the ECOWAS leadership has even made a unanimous decision to present him as the sole chair for the African Union chairmanship in 2027. That tells you the reputation that he has built for himself. And so he would not allow, any form of agenda to distract or affect his legacy, because this is a legacy term for President John Dramani Mahama. So he just wants to start where he has finished what he has started and complete it well. And I'm not sure So the calls that are incoming, the calls are just because of his performance. Yes, that's why the calls are incoming. But the people making the calls have not weighed the consequences. What if we have another president that, excuse me to say,
doesn't perform well?
That doesn't perform. It also means we are mortgaging our future for a long-term period of hardship. So those are the two ways about it.
Yeah. So be careful for what you wish for.
Exactly. Let's be careful for what we wish.
Assuming the previous administration you had like third term. Hey.
It would have been it would have been a huge disaster. And trust me, if the previous regime, if President Akufo-Addo was performing, why did you even hear anyone speaking about a third term possibility for him? Nobody even wish it. And it even got to a point people were even raising concerns about a coup. There were sentiments of coup all over the horizon. So it also tells that when the leader is wicked, we should be mindful of certain decisions that we take for the sake of the future.
Mr. Enoch. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's saying. I can see you're in red already. You're ready for Christmas.
No. Yeah, Doc is in town. It's in Betakra, so yeah. Actually,
what's in town?
Dr. Baumia.
It's in town.
In Betakra, and he's doing his talk.
Oh, I see.
We are meeting the delegate today. He's in Ashamanku and then the Tema Enclave.
Oh, so you are meeting them.
Yes.
Oh, right. Nice, impressive. Yeah, so we are just on our first topic, and that has to do with the Constitution Review Committee presenting their report to President John Dramani Mahama. So we'll be diving into them and then be looking at the few ones they recommended and some proposals they mentioned. So from Professor Prempeh, he explained that the committee believes the current 4-year presidential term is insufficient for effective governance and should be extended by 1 year. He dismissed suggestion that the proposal seeks to introduce a third presidential term, stressing that no such provision exists in the Constitution. So they've also mentioned that third term no ENFA. So those that are making noise about third term no, they should clear it from their mind. But they will recommend that the 4-year term limit that is given to the president should be extended to 5 years so that they will be able to work efficiently and effectively.
What would that 1 year added do? Sometimes, they've made their recommendation to the president. But you see, for me, I believe if you're a president and you have the opportunity to serve 2 terms, which is 8 years, and you cannot do whatever you want to do, what would that additional 1 year added do for you? If you are incompetent, you are incompetent. And if you are doing the work, you are doing the work. So for me, it will rather raise eyebrow and then cause a lot of chaos. Yes, it is there that some come and they want to go for third term and the rest. But you see, the process, it is an entrenched position in the Constitution. And you changing it to a third term will be difficult. So for me, I believe we should still maintain the 4 years. Because once the Constitution is saying you can go for 4 years 2 times, you have the opportunity to go and have 8 years to serve. 8 years mandate to do whatever I want to do for the Ghanaian people is not enough. Then when we give you 20 years, it will still not be enough for you. So let's not create tension around and raise eyebrow on coup and the rest, where people will think that we've given a president too much power to serve 10 years and someone may want to come and overthrow him when the president is incompetent. He has served one first term, he's in a second term, we are giving him 5 years mandate and he's failing. And we cannot do anything about it because we've given the person 5 years. It will bring in more people wanting to coup d'etat the president and take him from his seat, and then a whole lot of things coming to destroy the peaceful nature. Already this 8 years mandate for a president, people are wanting to do a lot of things in it. So for me, I believe that 8 years is enough. That additional 1 year on the 4 years, making it 5, will not make you do whatever you want to do. If you really want to work, 4 years is enough for you to do whatever you want to do. And you see, the third term agenda, my brother is saying Ghanaians and it is their own people. Mama Yaga was on the floor of Parliament, the Degeta MP. telling Ghanaians that President Mahama has worked and if he wants them for another term. As a majority leader, that shouldn't even come from. You know what the Constitution says about entrenched, how do you say, positions in the Constitution. You cannot come out and just say anything, because to even make change and bring a third term, the processes you have to go through to ensure that third term comes through, and Ghanaians will be the first people to kick it out. Bring it out for a referendum and see if you are even going to get 2%, and you need 75%. So I think the third term agenda, or extending the presidential term, making it making it 5 years, will not make any impact, because once the person has 2 years term, which is giving the person 8 years to do whatever he wants to do, I'm not sure the additional 2 years will make any serious or significant impact. And we shouldn't create tension. We like the peaceful nature we have. After the 4th Republic, after the coup d'etat, we came to 4th Republic. It's about 33 years. Yes, the Constitution has outlived its usefulness, and there are some clauses or some part in the Constitution that needs to be touched. But for me, presidential term is not one of them. It is not significant in our dispensation. We have a lot of things to talk about, and I think the committee raised a lot of eyebrows on some of them. Elections from MMDCs, not appointing ministers from parliament, clear separation of powers. Those are some of the things that we need. Taking some of the powers from the president, yet because the president is too powerful in our country. Yes, so I think those are some of the things that need to be touched. But extending the presidential term of 5 years, once the president can work, even 2 years go bit my so 4 years is enough. And you someone is restricting you. President Mahama came one, he lost 2 times, he is back again. He's serving his last time to at the end he has gotten his 8 years mandate to do whatever he wants to do. So what would that additional 2 years do? So please, I think for that I will not side with Professor Prempe and his committee on that.
Committee. So you think that we should just maintain the 4 years to prevent chaos? People are also saying that if we should extend the 5 years, that means that we are also going to give opportunity to those who want to loot from the state to loot more.
Of course. You see, when people, it is not only about the president. The president is going to work with people.
Yes.
And these are people who sometimes come and destroy the works that the president wants to do. And these people are going to serve as ministers, CEOs, and the rest for 5 years. Imagine 4 years in Puni Kukra Yesway, near for Babakamo. They are going to do whatever they can in the last year to take over whatever they want home. So for me, I believe 8 years is enough. Let's maintain that.
Are you done talking about this particular 4 year term?
So thank you very much. Blessed. Sorry,
SNM. No, it's fine. You meet a lot of people.
Thank you very much, SNM. So this is a very serious platform, and I think the viewers out there, we owe them that mandate by being very, very honest with them. That is why I will not side with my brother here when he tried to throw dust into the eyes of Ghanaians. I have already said that these current recommendations, even if get into effectiveness, will not affect the current term of President John Dramani Mahama. That is a fact. And my brother, there's one thing that he raised concern about, which is accountability. It's a serious point, valid, candid. Yes, it is good that we have to hold governments accountable. But let us look at the bigger picture here. The decision for a recommendation of 5-year tenure is in alignment and in sole purpose of policy continuation. Now, SNM, let us look at the global standard. Now, do you know the global standard is not 4 years? The global standard for presidential term limit or tenure of office is not 4 years. In advanced democracies, countries are doing 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. Countries like Italy, when you go to Italy, they are doing 7 years. When you go to Ireland, they are doing 7 years.
For one term?
Yeah, for one term.
So that means Israel, after the 7 years, you can still go for another 7 years.
Exactly. Philippines, 6 years. Mexico, 6 years. China doesn't have a fixed term limit. Russia is doing 6 years. I mean, and even in Africa, when you come to our African countries here, we have Nigeria doing 5 years, Senegal, Rwanda, Kenya, South Africa. All these countries are doing 5 years. Europe, when you go to Europe, France, Italy, France is doing 5 years. So it tells you that there is a global standard which guarantees that 4 years is not the global standard. 5 years is important because we need policy to continue. And when we are giving a president 2 terms, 5 years means what?
10 years.
10 years. Now, Esenam, is 10 years not enough to clearly transform this country, to clearly finish whatsoever project you have started? So, you will not start a project and leave it in the middle. 10 years is enough. After 10 years, Ghanaians will not be taking excuses. And if this is implemented, any political party that will get to enjoy this privilege, which is certainly going to be the NDC, after 10 years, we shall all see the results for ourselves. So, I mean, we shouldn't feel like 4 years is the standard. It is not the standard. And we must understand that our democracy is evolving and growing. And at every point in time, our democracy will be tuned to synchronize or to adjust with the need, with our present need and time. Where we have gotten to, we have come to the acknowledgement and the realization that the 4 years term is not helping. We have situation of policies not being continued, change of government and all of that. So let us give it an extension. And the fact that the first 6 months to 7 months in office is a period of transition, so minus 6 months from 5 years, then technically we are doing just 4 years and about 6 months, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, this is the global standard, and let us adhere to it. So I welcome the recommendations from the Constitutional Review Committee.
Right. Let's move on to some key proposals they also mentioned. So the committee also recommended ending the current hybrid system that allows ministers to be appointed from Parliament, arguing that it weakens efficiency and accountability. So according to Professor Prempe, a clearer separation between the executive and the legislature would strengthen governance. So this is another proposal they also brought on board, that the current hybrid system that allows ministers to be appointed from Parliament, they said it weakens efficiency and accountability. And according to the professor, a clearer separation between the executive and the legislature would strengthen governance. Yeah, so Mr. Enoch, I heard that you mentioned that earlier. Yeah.
Yes. So I think, as you rightly said, there is separation of powers, but it's not absolute.
It's not absolute.
We run a separation of powers system in this country, but we have checks and balances. So to ensure proper separation of powers, where each arm of government can work distinct, separate from each other, it is important that ministers are not appointed from Parliament. If you want to run a strict separation of powers, where each arm of government will work solely independent, where this one will not come and appoint this one for this one will also not come and appoint this one for this one. That is the strict adherence to the separation of powers. And I think it is good, because when you end up appointing your ministers from Parliament, you weaken that Parliament.
In what sense does it weaken the Parliament?
Today, let's go to Parliament if there is a serious business and look at how many of the NDC ministers are able to come to Parliament. Parliament also has a mandate, which is to formulate and make laws.
Yes.
And that is the duty of these MPs. That is why their constituents have chosen them to come and represent them in Parliament. They were not chosen to become ministers. They were chosen to do a core mandate, which is to come and make laws in Parliament. So when it ends up that these same MPs have now been appointed ministers and have been given another Herculean task to perform, to do another duty, now these ministers, these MPs will now have double works doing and may find it difficult, challenging coming to Parliament. That is why today in Parliament, NDC has the majority, but a lot of them are not able to come to Parliament because they have other duties performing. I think the last time I checked, some have not even been to Parliament for more than months, but they have a duty to perform. So we shouldn't weaken that arm of government. And let's see, it is not just it is an arm of government, meaning they have a work to do. So if the executive comes in using its powers to influence, because you see already the legislature has turned into a rubber stamp. If a president has a majority, whatever he wants, he will be able to pass it there. So why not get a distinct people so they work at the executive? Because if you have majority, they will do whatever you want for you. But these same people who are turning into rubber stamp are the same ministers that you are going to work with. So for me, I believe that if you want to run a strict adherence to the separation of powers, it is important that we give each and every office, each and every arm of government the opportunity to run solely, run independent, devoid of influence from any other arm. So it is important. And again, you are saying that you appoint, one of the recommendations is that the president should appoint 57 ministers or so. I think that is also there. If the president wants to appoint more, you have to come to parliament and then get it done. So once again, if the president has majority and wants to appoint more, he will come to the same parliament where his own people through a rubber stamp will pass it for him. So for me, I believe that it is important. For that, I think we'll be speaking on it for years. We've had that in, I think, 1960 what constitution. We had that there where the president cannot appoint from parliament to appoint only, and then we change it back.
Right.
So for me, I believe, and they are saying that if you are a member of parliament, you cannot even serve as a regional minister and what have you. It is, I think, for me, it is okay. Let's give others the opportunity to serve.
Yeah.
So if you believe your party will come to power, don't go to parliament.
Don't go to parliament.
And wait so that they'll give you the appointment. So you serve at the executive arm of government and leave the legislature to implement, formulate. That's their duty. Make laws for us. Because you cannot appoint unkofa judge in so they are also working this thing. So let's give that opportunity.
So once you become a parliamentarian, you are not supposed to be a minister.
No.
Right.
I think that recommendation is laudable.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Jata.
Yeah, I will agree with everything that my brother has said with regards to that, because it's a forward-looking, recommendation that has been made by the committee. You know, there are so many MPs that come into parliament, and trust me, their main interest is not the interest of their people, but to secure appointments and to work. It's for their personal interest. So what this recommendation aims to achieve is to raise career MPs. So you know that when you are coming into parliament, you are coming solely to represent your people. You will not be overburdened with duty to perform elsewhere. When you are needed in parliament, you have to be at the ministry, you have to be attending meetings upon meetings. And there is this perspective as well that, you know, the ministerial positions do offer some juicy packages to them. So I mean, it is just, you know, we've come to the point where we must all agree that some MPs are failing their constituencies. And that is also because sometimes they are overburdened. And they get into parliament mainly just to secure appointments. So this recommendation is going to, you know, reduce the interest of people pushing to become MPs. Because you realize that now you can only be an MP. You will no longer be an appointee, or you will not even serve as on a board chairmanship or something. So it's just going to be you being an MP. It gives them enough room to focus on what they are supposed to do and pay attention to their constituency and parliament.
Right. So don't you think that this is what is actually affecting the oral committee? That is how come we are not even hearing from them. Because Okujeto Ablakwa is the foreign affairs minister and also part of the committee and also a member of parliament. It's like the oral committee, they are dead. And
no, you can't relate this to the oral committee in any way, because when you look at the oral committee's, you know, structure, Okujeto is I think the only member.
When last did you hear from them?
But they've submitted their report. They haven't done with their work.
They are done.
They've submitted the report to the Attorney General. So for the oral committee, they are done with their work. They do not have any business with oral.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to drive at. And also, aside the fact that oral is done with their work, I mean, recently all the issues that we are even about to discuss are also part of some of the oral discoveries. They also fall under the oral committee's report and all of that. Oral has made some of their investigations, and they are still, people have been, you know, arraigned before court. Processes are still in precision. And so, I mean, you've seen the case of National Service, NSB, Chairman Wuntumi, Ken Oforiata. All those cases are still underway, and it's also, the process might be slow because due diligence must be done. That is why the process is appearing as though it is slow. But oral is functioning fully, and I think in no time we should be getting tangible results, because Ghanaians also voted because of oral.
Because of oral.
So the president has a role to deliver.
Yeah, right. Rightfully said. So in addition, the committee also proposed changes to local governance structures, so particularly in relation to traditional authorities, as Ghana considered the election of metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives. So we are proposing that if we are going to be electing MMDCEs, we should also take another look at the legitimacy the chiefs have at the local level. So we are proposing to bring them to the local government structure. We are proposing to bring them to a more direct governing role at the sub-district level on how our towns and villages are run. Professor Prempeh said. Yeah, so this is also part of the key proposals they mentioned. What do you make of that? Do you think it's a good one coming from them?
Yeah, I think it's a good policy. As for this one, it's not even there is nothing to even doubt about it,
right.
Because I mean, whether we like it or not, our traditional authorities play critical roles when it comes to local governance, because they do understand the local dynamics even much more than those at the top there, and the fact that the people do listen to them. So this recommendation just bring them nearer, and it fully creates a space for them to have direct impact in governance.
Mr. Fojo.
I think I didn't get that. Is it MMDCs?
Yeah, MMDCs. They are proposing that if they are going to be electing MMDCs, they should also take another look at the legitimacy the chiefs have at the local level. So they are proposing that they should bring them to the local government structure. They are proposing to bring them to a more direct governing role at the sub-district level on how towns and villages run.
I think it is very important because these chiefs are the custodians of the land. They are there. So it is important to factor them in governance. Once you want to have election for MMDCs, they are there.
Yeah, so they know what is on
yes,
ground.
Including them in everything you do, it is important because so you cannot forsake them in such one things, especially in local governance. I think chiefs should even play much critical role when it comes to local governance. They are there, they know more on the land. So when you include them, they will have a lot of say in some of these things.
Right. So let's look at this lastly, then we move on. So the committee further recommended institutional reforms to the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, proposing that it be split into two separate bodies. So this is another recommendation they are giving to institutions such as the Commission on Human Rights, which is STRAJ, that it should be split into two separate bodies. I don't know if you...
As for that, I think I do not really understand the structure of STRAJ, and so I do not know the technical grounds for which they are making that recommendation. But I believe the committee, when I look at the people who are on the committee, I believe whatsoever recommendations they are coming out with, and after those recommendations are given, CSOs and other social groups are also going to have their takes on it, as well as Parliament and the President himself, before it would be accepted or whether or not. So I think this particular one is much more technical, and so those with the technical experience, we will still be looking forward for their contribution on what they actually think. But at the end of the day, I think since it's a recommendation from the committee, which is very, very competent, I think it's also going to aid, a better way or a better structure for administrative and human rights to function well.
Right. Mr. Enoch, any last words on this particular topic before we move?
I think a lot of these are all recommendations they've brought out. As I've always been saying, the Constitution has outlived its usefulness, and it is important that certain part of the Constitution are looked at and reframed so that it fits in the current dispensation of our politics, because the politics of 19 what have you is not the same as the politics we are seeing today. So it is important that certain parts. So for me, I think kudos to the committee and the president for having that mind that it's important that we look at certain aspects the Constitution.
Right. Thank you. Right. So let's move on to our next topic. So the Attorney General has announced high-profile prosecution in Ghana. So the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, has announced a series of major prosecutions in high-profile financial crime cases, reinforcing the government's commitment to tackling corruption and protecting public funds. But looking at the revelations so far from the Attorney General, do you think that there's hope that we are fighting corruption head-on in this country? Or you think it's just another press conference that you just mentioned, and then at the end of the day, we don't get to hear anything again?
Accountability is a key, is key when it comes to governance. And you know, the office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice is one office that is what they handle is very critical. And so we the citizens are always demanding for results, because that is what we are interested in. But given their competence and their own wisdom, they also understand that due diligence must be done. And one of the things of a good leader is to be able to communicate. And so at any point in time, the ministry or the Attorney General comes out to tell us the realities on grounds, to continue to give us constant updates on issues. And when they communicate with us, we also get to understand them better, and we are also bringing our suggestions on board. And so I think that the Attorney General, his office is doing a very great job. And recently they have also filed for the they have also made requests for the extradition of the Honorable former Finance Minister,
Kenneth Ofori-Atta.
And also the arrests and some other high-profile cases that they are handling, they are beginning to see results. And even, you know, the more they handle these cases, the more they talk about it, it even serves as a deterrent to many other people. That is why a lot more of Ghanaians were even suggesting that the office of the OSP should not be scrapped up, because the mere presence of that office alone incites some form of fear and puts people back on their toes, because nobody wants OSP to come after them. So the AG also coming out constantly to update us on issues, maintaining that transparency and accountability is key, and it makes us understand what they do.
What they do, right? Mr. Enoch, do you have faith that these corruption cases, this revelation, we are going to fight corruption head on?
Fight corruption?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Looking at the major
from oral
from oral to the Attorney General, and all of that.
Sometimes I don't want to speak about the Attorney General.
Why? Don't you like him?
Oh no, he's an astute man.
Yes.
A very big man who knows the law. But sometimes I'm surprised as to how he goes about his things.
How does he go about his things?
Oh, you know.
I don't know.
Can we list the number of press conferences he has done just this year?
I can't.
You can't say it's a press conference really, because we call it more government accountability series, where he is being accountable to people that voted him into power.
Alright, so let me hear from him.
Thank you.
Right.
I just had to correct him quickly. Sorry for the interruption.
Can we count the number of press conferences he has done alone? It is more than 10.
What about the minority?
No, that is the duty of the minority.
To be holding a lot of
no, please let me. Oh, when you were speaking, I'm not sure when.
No, but I mean, for the sake of the audience,
I am not sure when he was speaking. I have come in. Let me make my point.
No, I mean, we owe the listeners.
Hello, please, can you?
He was very quiet when you were talking. No,
that is my work.
Yes.
So I do not like interjecting when people are speaking.
But I have to correct you so that you
no. So when he's done,
whatever you have, when I'm done, then you come in. That is the work of a communicator. You do not interject me when I'm speaking.
I'm not interjecting.
You are interjecting. You cannot correct me.
All right.
Okay, it's
so
fine.
keep your facts.
Let's just have
what you claim as facts. After I am done, then you come in. That is how we
let us have a decent conversation.
So please, what I'm saying is that you are saying, can we count the number of press conferences the minority has had? It is the minority's duty as an opposition to criticize wrongdoings of government. So if the minority comes out, and you cannot even compare the work of minority to that of someone handling the legal system of this country. This is someone who has been given a Herculean task to perform, and his duty is to get us people who have passed wrongdoing, spending government money illegitimately, bringing them to books and recovering whatever. I didn't promise oral. They promised oral. Can we list just a single one of them that he has been able to achieve? He is quick to come out, to come and criticize or bring people to the public court and make pronouncement on them. He has spent this, he has done this. Today, where is Edubuain's case? Look at how he came out to speak about it. Yesterday, in his press conference, he's now telling Ghanaians that he's been able to even get 1 cedi for us. As an Attorney General, he has achieved his purpose. Isn't it a shame to his office? Isn't it an indictment of the position he has been given to serve the people? Isn't he putting the legal system of our country in disrepute? How will people take the Attorney General for that? Is this man serious at all? And let me tell you, the Ghanaian people are impatient, and people have started speaking. When he comes out to speak and they put it on this new card, go down and read the comments. Every day he has new story. Now he has moved from Wuntumi Galamsey to Wuntumi Farms. Is this serious? Can't he stand on his toes and get the work done? Today he wants a minority and the opposition to help him extradite Ken Ofori-Atta from the state. Is it our duty? Whatever you want, hasn't the president given you that mandate to do that? So for me, he is making Ghanaian lose hope in the same system that gave him the opportunity to serve the Ghanaian people. Ora, we are going to retrieve millions of dollars. And if he continues to tread on this path, I am telling you, by the time the 4-year mandate the Ghanaian people give to NDC will end, he will not be able to recover 1 cedi for us. You are telling us that national service scandal, one person came under plea bargain to give you 22 million out of 38 million. You rejected. But yesterday you ended Eduboy, what do we call it, Bufor's case, when you had not even done paying all the monies that he was supposed to pay. So what at all are you doing? Are you not a double standard person? Are Ghanaians not going to comment or speak ill about your office? Is he happy with what? He should just sit down and reflect from January till now. The press conferences he has done and the allegations he has leveled against people and how those cases are going on. He should just, I thought he would have learnt his lessons and wouldn't even come and be doing media works again. Danny journalist, media general. I thought he should stop. I'm asking myself, are the courtrooms closed? Why is he quick to come out and criticize or make pronouncement of people in public, where the court is there to go and prove that you are a lawyer? Today he's telling us that Ken Ofori-Atta has gone to hire top lawyers. Is he a low lawyer? Or a low lawyer and can ever Attorney General? If he is there as an Attorney General for a country calling as some lawyers top lawyers, then I am scared of the person we've appointed to call some lawyers top lawyers. Then who is he? Can't he face them? That is why we appointed him. And I always say that MPP or myself, we are never against recovering loot, going after people who have spent government money illegitimately. It is good, we have to take them, but the manner of which we go about it, that is why this man is failing in that office. That is the word, he is failing, because up to now 1 year mandate, yama 1 year untimin fa back and dra. And I thought, you see, I thought he's learning his lessons. So yesterday he came again. I want to mean a farms and one Ezen Bank.
Right.
You see, it is not the best. He should up his game and see that the Ghanaian people gave them mandate. Some voted based on oral that they are coming to recover loot. So what are they doing now? What is the hindrance? He should come out and tell the Ghanaian people.
Right. So let's look at the Wuntumi Farm case. So Dr. Dominic Ayeni revealed that Wuntumi Farms Limited and its directors will be prosecuted for allegedly defrauding the Ghana Export-Import Bank of 24,255,735 Ghana cedis. Investigations by the IOCO found that the company linked to Bernard Entry Boisiako made fraudulent misrepresentations to obtain a loan under the Mining Alternative Livelihoods Initiative. The prosecution will cover charges such as defrauding by false pretense, forgery, and causing financial loss to the state. The total alleged loss, including compounded interest, could rise further prior to formal filing in court after the Christmas period. Investigators established that the farming project never materialized, equipment was never purchased, and no jobs were created, despite claims made in the loan application. So this is the revelation from the Attorney General on Wontumi Farms case. 24 million Ghana cedis was what was defraud from the Ghana Export and Import Bank.
Esenam.
Yes, Chata.
It is very, very heartbreaking when some of these amounts are mentioned, and when the names that have been attached to some of these scandals appear. Some of us are not surprised. As for me personally, I am not surprised that Chairman Wontumi has been alleged to be involved in another crime. I'm not surprised at all, because Esenam, I have told you already that every single appointee mirrors the character and the personality of the individual that appoints them. Now, the party under which every single of these scandals are coming from, they all point, everything is appearing as though it's a connected series of crime. The chain of corruption we are experiencing in this country, I can say, is a supervised and a well coordinated one to rob the ordinary person. Chairman Wontumi, as the regional chairman of the NPP in the Ashanti region.
Yes.
Let us forget about his involvement in Galamsey activities, which is also currently under investigation.
Yes.
Before this additional one is adding to it. I mean, how could you go to Exim Bank with a fake pro forma invoice, editing the invoice portion and replacing it with a receipt to show that agricultural works are underway, and that is also under the alternative livelihoods for mining, a project that is supposed to, give jobs to people that were initially into illegal mining activity, to encourage them to do something. Now, what Chairman Wontumi did was that after using this fake invoice as a receipt to the bank and receiving the funds, it was later proven that no farms were in session. There was no cultivation. So the question Ghanaians are asking is Sikano Wahi. That is the question Ghanaians are asking today. And I keep saying that all this money and looting that we are mentioning, listen, look. The truth of the matter is that it is not a one-man activity. And Chairman Wontumi will not just stand up one day and just go to Exim Bank to do all this. He definitely did it on the authority of someone. He definitely did it because he knows that the mother serpent of corruption is up there, will supervise and guarantee and create a safe room for his act to be perpetuated and well executed. But it is rather unfortunate that the NDC is rather unfortunate for the thief that every day for thief, one day for master. Today the NDC is in office and we are going after them. And they cannot hide forever. Every single person that has been involved in corruption, it is just a matter of time. That is why when they say oral is not working, I laugh. Because we are investigating. Some state institutions are delaying to provide information. Now, if the AG rush to make certain arrests or certain judgments, and then it later turns out that the AG didn't have concrete evidence, it would go a long way to harm the state. So due diligence is what is delaying the process. But at the end of it all, the results are going to show for themselves. And this is what we are seeing. We can clearly see how a whole party chairman of a leading opposition party and a party in government try to forge documents to secure loan facilities. What are we talking about? The fact that even a chairman can do that, that alone tells you that then what about the rest of the people? What is them? Is there any sense of dignity? Is there any moral pillar that is even governing them? Or these people are clueless and heartless when it comes to corruption. Trust me, these people don't care about the nation. You and I cannot just walk up to any bank to take loans without being verified and the processes been gone through. But how come these people have that unfair advantage when it comes to looting and sharing? These are matters of serious concern. And then we are looking forward for the process to be expedited. The AG has come to make the announcement. Investigations are still ongoing, which I believe. And the court's hearing will be done. And at the end of it all, everybody that has participated in this coordinated regime of chains of corruption must face the full sanction of the law. Every single corrupt appointee, every single person that has been involved in any form of mishandling or malappropriation of public funds, stealing public funds, they must be sentenced so that this will become a deterrence to every other person. We no longer want to go on a tangent where people must be involved in corrupt practices. So let us use these people as the scapegoats. And that is why I am still commending the efforts of the AG. The AG is operating like a submarine. You will not see him coming. But by the time you know, then he's catch up with you.
He's catch up with you.
So I mean, Chairman Wuntumi's case, there are countless allegations against Chairman Wuntumi, and they are all going to be proven beyond reasonable doubt in the face of tangible evidence. It is just a matter of time. It is just a matter of time.
Enoch.
Sometimes I ask myself if my brothers on the other side really read the Constitution. Constitution is clear. Article 19 clearly says that presumption of innocence. You cannot sit here and then yesterday I went to a show and one person was calling someone who had been alleged a thief and the rest. You see, it is not the best. You have someone from your party who stole money on your bunatenyo. You are jailing her. Said in Tamakulu. She's sleeping outside. She has been jailed though. Onumpo yentina am friend thief. You create a whole euphoria that as a DB see that. But when this country, when Woyomi and the rest, we saw what they did. So sometimes my brother on the other side, they should take their time when they are speaking about corruption issues, because the Constitution clearly says that the person is proven innocent until a competent court of jurisdiction says that the person is guilty. So you will not sit here and then make pronouncement just like your AG is doing press conferences. No, Becky can say, send them to court. We don't want the term. Send them to court. We found out that the person stole this water. Send the person to court. Don't come and tell us in the media. We will not be in the best position to judge them. Send them to where the Constitution says you should send them to, and then we should stop these media trials. And that is what is bringing them down. I don't know about more from, but they are not seeing. Instead of them to quickly, once you get the docket, you send them to court, and then you make the court pronounce them guilty or not, then you bring it to us. The best thing we'll do as citizens is to just insult them or make whatever we want against them, but we cannot sentence them. We cannot take the money for you. The best place is the court. So we'll urge the Nolly Prosecutor Attorney General and the Media General Attorney General to focus on getting the cases into the courtroom. That is where he can make a name for himself. Now, so the brain or media idea, we cannot sentence them. The court is the best room. And we'll speak with them. President John Dramani Mahama, that he should speak to his appointees. He was saying that if the people, the appointees are doing this, it speaks that the one who appointed them. And so clearly President Mahama appointed Sam George, appointed Okudeto and the rest. So he is the face of them. That is what my brother here said. So he should be putting some of them on their toes so that they know what now grown radio. And you see, I think we should inform our brothers that they are not on a campaign trail. We are done campaigning, and the Ghanaian people has given them a job to do. If they think that they are still campaigning, then they should go and wash their face and get up. We've given them a work to do, and they have 3 years more to complete that work. If they will continue to always cry and cry and cry and cry, it will not get the work done. And again, President Akufo-Addo, occur retirement or Jina Home. If they will continue, if they give them mic, the President Akufo-Addo and I say and the MPP, we are in opposition. No? So for us, we have nothing to lose. We are in opposition, and we are going to put them on their toes. That is our work. What haven't we seen in this country? Then among Kada, Okujeto could take a whole presidential itinerary and come and put it on stations and say, President Akufo-Addo okofa flight number say, Yebebo say, or Kose, Ufria Okoha, putting the president's security at risk. When I call anything, who did him something? And now come as and kakre pen number some of so please, they black marrying. So they should do better. They can do better.
Right. In other cases, Kofi Akpaloo and wife case. So in another development, Dr. Dominic Ayeni said his office will prosecute Kofi Akpaloo, leader of the Liberal Party of Ghana, along with his wife and others, over the alleged diversion of 3.1 million Ghana cedis of funds linked to a cocoa board feeder road contract. So according to the Attorney General, investigations flagged suspicious transactions where 8 checks issued by cocoa board to Puma Universal were allegedly diverted into a different company, Puma Universal Ghana Limited, without the knowledge or consent of the legitimate constructor. So the alleged offenses include stealing, forgery, and money laundering, and will be charged when courts reopen after the holidays. It says that these will be charged after the holidays. Why not charge them or make this announcement after the holidays?
Kofi Akpaloo.
I mean the Attorney General.
Osi Kofi Akpaloo.
Yeah. Also we be at 3.1 million Ghana cedis. A diversion.
Before no any party in 9.1 million. Or end the case, 3.1 million over the sometimes, as I was saying, I think I've spoken too much about the Attorney General. His work, Obi was 9.1 million. What end the case, entering or internally process or end the case, Ebedi 3.1 million. Sikebi sin Sikebi. Why would you take that? You see, the double standards of these NDC people is what we always talk about. Too. Their work is sometimes not fair. We have people who have corruption cases. You came and you've ended them. It is 3.1 million you want to chase, and you leave 9.1 million. Well, I think I've spoken too much about him. So,
okay, Jata.
Look, Percival Kofi Akpaloo, who is now alleged, my brothers I should use alleged.
Yeah.
Alleged as criminal Kofi Akpaloo. You see, this is someone that the media has given so much space, especially prior to 2026 elections. Kofi Akpaloo was all over the platforms, making lots of noise. And the media was branding this man as a saint or some sort of, some sort of icon for even people worthy of emulation. But we deep within, we knew that this man is an NPP protege. This man there's no difference between this man and President Akufo-Addo Dankwa and even Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, because he is there to do the bidding of the NPP. And so it does not surprise me at all to hear that Kofi Akpaloo is also involved in a scandal of 3.1 million Ghana cedis. And for me, when I heard the story of Kofi Akpaloo, I was so surprised. Because I'm like, because it's not, we all know that the NPP is the corrupt party, the NPP is the criminal party. They were in government, and so they were using government machinery and authority to amass wealth and to steal from the public purse. But for someone who is not a part of that government How did you manage to get your ways and means through? So I was surprised, but upon further reflection, I got to understand that no, all these things are coordinated criminal activities. Now, what Kofi Akpaloo did, when you check the story properly, there is this company called the name of the company is Poma Universal Limited. They were awarded a feeder road contract, Cocoa Board feeder road contract in 2020 December. Under the tenure of President Akufo-Addo Dankwa, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Now, what Kofi Akpaloo did was that he went to get the same company, incorporate the same company, but this time around, he changed the name from Poma, which is P-O-M-A-A, to P-O-M-A-A-H. You see how creative and talented an individual can be when it comes to criminality. I call it criminal creativity. He added H to the name of the company. And because he did that, he was able to forge checks and was able to collect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 good checks. 8 good checks, as though representing that Poma Universal Limited company, a company that's owned by one lady called Ekwia Poma. And the woman was not even aware of all this until she was consulted. Only for her to know that these transactions are ongoing till an amount of 3.1 million Ghana cedis. Hey, I'm so surprised. I am so surprised, and it will surprise you to know that it's not just Kofi Akpaloo that is involved in this, but he is in this together with his wife. He's involved in this together with his wife. The name of the wife is Delphina. That's the name of Kofi Akpaloo's wife. Delphina Kofi Akpaloo. That's the name. Now, I have received intel that she has an island passport. And so I am making a humble request to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, State Security, and Attorney General. They should make sure that this woman doesn't leave the country. We do not want any form of what happened to Ken Ofori-Atta to still happen. This woman must not leave the borders of this country until the investigations are concluded. It is an intel that I received just yesterday evening that she holds an island passport. And so the process should be expedited. She should be brought to book. You see, Kofi Akpaloo, and when you look critically at what Kofi Akpaloo did, given the structure and how creative he can be when it comes to, forging signatures, money laundering, and stealing public funds, up to 3.1 million Ghana cedis. There is no difference between him and Hush Papi. There is no difference between him and even Abutrika. Even Kofi Akpaloo is far worse than Abutrika. The only difference is that Kofi Akpaloo has political backing and Abutrika lacks political backing. So in as much as processes are underway for Abu to be extradited, Kofi Akpaloo must also face jail. Kofi Akpaloo cannot forge someone's signature, label a company, and steal public money that was supposed to be invested into feeder roads. Let us ensure that this man faces the full wrath and the consequences of the law. Because clearly, these are the funds that probably he's going to use. He's using to run his campaign. I mean, the period was 2022. That was when the first payment was being made. And then he managed to receive 8 different checks. And so what was the former government doing? How come they were not able to notice that transactions like this were ongoing? So when I sit and I speak that the criminal activities and every single scandal is a coordinated and a well-orchestrated scandal backed by the mother serpent of corruption, I do not aim to disrespect anybody. I do not aim to paint anybody or tarnish the reputation of anybody. But it is crystal clear that they have some level of support, and that support is political. And that is why Ghanaians voted them out of office in the most embarrassing and humiliating defeat. It is, however, incumbent on the current president, President John Dramani Mahama, to ensure that every single person that is being caught looting the state, the money is being retrieved, the proceeds are being retrieved, and the individuals face the full wrath of the law. Okay. So Chairman to me and Kofi Akpalu, we want to see them in jail. That is what Ghanaians are wishing for.
That's your expectation for that.
That is what case. Ghanaians are expecting. It is not me that is expecting. Right. Kofi Akpalu has not offended me as an individual, so I do not wish him evil. But if you wish the state evil by looting the state, then the state must take action against you.
Right. Thank you. Zainok, your expectation for this particular case, and then you conclude.
Oh, I don't have any expectation. Why should I have expectation for press conference at any day?
No, but it's a criminal allegation, so you should have an expectation, my brother.
You see, sometimes I always say that as young as we are, we should take our time when we are speaking on certain issues, if not for anything. Before he spoke, I spoke about President Akufo-Addo has completed this work and it's on the time. It's a mother serpent of one.
But is it my words?
No problem. You can continue to tell that part. I cannot sit here and call President John Dramani Mahama mother serpent of anything, because after all, and mandate in Ejuma no Ababeya.
Because he's
but
actually
when
not.
you are given the opportunity, let's be limited in the words we use for such people.
Right.
If so be no be can asem no be tinani baby I can fair enough, but as young as we are, some of the words we use to say anya shekwa President Akufo-Addo ni mfia wodi uche odi mu bi atre kura unya baako oni wanye ne dwuma or retirement or na home. When you are given the platform, say what you can do, tell the people, and say no more media genuinity. A man opportunity obe kasa bebre obe wi Kofi Akpalu asem baby abakosi. So me, I don't want to be speaking on that issue.
Right. Your last words.
I think let me greet listeners and viewers and everyone this morning. We are in a festive season.
Yes.
It is important that we take good care of ourselves. And then
important.
Drivers, those driving, yes, overspeeding there, you end up killing people. We do not want to hear those things. Let's enjoy it. And youth too out there. Let's be careful what we take in. It is important. And again, as I've said, Dr. Bawumia is in town. We are touring Greater Accra, speaking to the conscience of the delegate, telling them what we can do. Today he is in Ashiaman Pong, Tema East, and the rest. We are going to speak with the delegate. Very clear message, precise, concise. 31st January, he's going to win the flag bearership, and come 2028, he'll be president of Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you, Enoch. Jetta, your last words, please.
So thank you very much, SNM. I must say it's always a privilege to be on this platform, and I mean, I'm using this medium to also wish all well-meaning Ghanaians a Merry Christmas, and it's my sincerest prayer that next year is going to be a very great year. Anything that we were not able to achieve this year, I pray that everyone achieves it. I pray for the grace of the Lord to guide the path and be a light upon the path of every single person. And then 2026 is a year full of expectations. I say it's a year of endless possibilities. So we are looking forward to the government executing and fulfilling their promises. We are looking forward to the oral reports and their recommendations being fulfilled. I'm looking forward to seeing a peaceful coexistence in Boku. I'm looking forward to see a total end to illegal mining in Galamsey. I'm looking forward to seeing a Jumewura program, NEIP. I'm looking forward to see that the 24-hour economy of President John Dramani Mahama continues to accommodate a lot more of industries, and as we speak right now, a lot of companies are already running the 24-hour economy, but then we want more jobs to be created. And also in 2026, one main thing that I look forward to seeing is that jobs should be created for the youth, because we cannot survive without jobs. I mean, the Ghanaian youth is not lazy. The Ghanaian youth is not lazy. The Ghanaian youth is very, very hardworking. But the problem we face as youth is that we live in a country that we are limited, and that is also because certain governments have been in power and they failed to fulfill their mandate. They failed to create sustainable jobs. But God being so good, we have President John Dramani Mahama, who is the hope. And so, 2026, I want more jobs to be created. I want to see more people employed. I want to see the backlog of nurses, the 50,000 nurses that have been sitting at home for over 5 years. I want to see them that they are being employed, being posted. Allowances of nurses are being paid. About 16,000 CTAG nurses are returning back to the classroom. I'm looking forward to seeing that a lot more of these processes are being done. So, 2026 is a year of endless possibilities, and indeed, the future is pregnant. So yes, Merry Christmas to myself, Merry Christmas to you, Merry Christmas to Ghanaians.
Right, thank you so much, Jata, for the last words. Thank you too for honoring our invitation. And as you know it, thank you for doing the talking. And thank you to you for sharing your moments and your thoughts with us. Yeah, so before we leave, there's a birthday wish. And this is from Emmanuel Wiafe to his daughter. Sweetheart, everything seems so much brighter with you around. May God shower you with his blessings today and always. Happy birthday to you, Ajwa Sewa Nyamedia Wiafe. Happy birthday to you. You are 2 years today. Happy birthday to you, Ajwa Sewa Nyamedia Wiafe. Right. Thank you so much for joining us on the second segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. On that note, I'd like to bring to your attention that we are going on a break for the breakfast show today, and we'll resume right after the Christmas break. We'll resume on 5th January. Thank you so much for riding with us. We wouldn't be here without you. Thank you and Merry Christmas.
Ghana Talks Radio.